Alrighty, hello everyone. Chief Weather Forecaster Beck Rep here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're having some technical issues here because we are currently in the process of updating our systems. So I do sincerely apologize. I don't know why the constant lag is there. Is my whole camera lagged? Oh, it is. Okay. So this is my side. This is my computer. We'll just take it to full screen here because we're just having so many issue stuff off. Hold on 1 second, y'all. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued. It helps a little bit more. Severe thunderstorm warning that has just now been issued or has been issued for a couple minutes for easily South Carolina. So it includes much of our upstate South Carolina counties here at this time. You can see it includes Anderson and Pickens. It expires in about 42 minutes. Also here, we'll give you the latest overview of the impacts of what's coming next with these storms. So if you just bear with me for just a moment, I can make it so we're not as laggy here. Again, this is my side. We are also in the process of updating our new graphic system to new and improved system. So I do sincerely apologize. It kind of, as expected, I was expecting it to, but caught me in the middle of going through this entire process. So again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning heading into Easley and Liberty, right over Norris and Central at this time here. And I think we just lost the Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna rejoin. Hold on. Okay, that should really help us out more. Yeah, we're a little bit better. I do sincerely apologize. We're having some technical issues within the computer that I'm currently using at this moment. So again, just do bear with me here at this time. So again, we have severe thunderstorm warnings currently issued through much of our upstate South Carolina counties, and it's still continuously wanting to lag here. So I do sincerely apologize. But again, we have severe thunderstorm warnings. If you can't hear me, we have a severe thunderstorm warning and a new special weather statement just to the north near Travelers Rest, Peoria, and Parker, heading in towards downtown Greenville. So again, both impacts here we're seeing about 50 miles per hour, and the severe thunderstorm warning is for 60 miles per hour. It canceled for Oconee County and continues for Anderson and that's the latest we have right here. I'm going to try and see if we can get this thing to get fixed a little bit more. I don't know what the issue is today. We've had no difficulty streaming before, so I don't know what the issue is now. So let me just all these tabs here. So again, we have severe thunderstorm warnings currently in effect. Luckily this does not include any hail at all whatsoever. So at least the main threat we're seeing from this is about 60 mile per hour wind gusts. You definitely want to make sure you are seeking shelter indoors. And I think we make storm again. This includes Anderson and Pickens counties and upstate South Carolina at this time. So again, you definitely want to make sure you're taking those extra precautions and seeking shelter indoors until the storm is passed. So again, 5 Malden, Grant, Simpsonville. I would definitely be on the lookout for the storm. If you're heading towards, it's still laggy, but if you're heading towards Peoria, just along the line from the storm, all the way towards Clemson too, you're probably going to see some moderate to very heavy rainfall associated with this. Okay, we're working a lot better. But let's go ahead and give the overview. So again, we got some storms rolling through here. We are currently under a slight risk for severe weather through much of today. Let me see if my camera. All right, we're just gonna try and see if that works. I think what happening is my personal computer's CPU is up high, so I'm gonna have to fix that. So again, we have some strong to severe thunder, or there's some strong thunderstorms towards East Tennessee. We can see a strong storm is heading towards Maryville. Again, this is packing about 20 to 30 mile per hour winds. Again, not much hail associated with any of these storms at this time within our coverage region because the hail threat is relatively low today. I mean, we have a chance of a scattered storm with brief period of some hail associated with it, but out of all, this is mainly a wind threat. So again, we can see right here towards easily. This is where that severe thunderstorm warning is. Its radar indicated, of course, includes easily Powdersville, Piedmont, Central, Liberty, West Pelzer, North, 6 Mile, Williamson, and Lake Keowee. Again, that's in effect until 3:30 p.m. this evening. So again, we got a about over 30 minutes until this warning is set to expire. So again, if you're in Greenville, West Hampton, Wade Hampton for that matter, I apologize. Definitely want to take extra precautions because you got a storm moving in with about 50 mile per hour winds for Greenville downtown, Peoria, Paris Mountain State Park, Cherrydale Point, Furman University, Travelers Rest, West Greenville, and Dankinsville. So again, definitely want to make sure you are watching out for that. So the main reason, again, of course, why we're live is this severe thunderstorm headed in along I-85. Again, this is just packing 60 mile per hour wind gusts at this time. Radar indicated for easily Powdersville, Piedmont, Central, Liberty, West Pelzer, Norris, 6 Mile, Williamston, and Lake Keowee. So again, definitely just want to take extra precautions here at this time. We are under a slight risk for severe weather through much of today. So again, you definitely want to make sure, definitely want to watch out as well. We also have that's outside of the viewing area. So again, we got some strong thunderstorms, strong to severe thunderstorms pushing their way through towards Grant. If you're along I-85 towards Piedmont, West Pelzer, headed into Piedmont, West Pelzer, just headed in towards Greenville downtown as well. I definitely want to watch out. Right now, you're in the clear. Right now, you're perfectly fine, but you got a storm of 60 mile per hour wind gusts and heavy rainfall starting to push its way into along I-85. So please want to make sure you're taking extra precautions at this time. If you need to pull over because you can't see in the moderate to very heavy rainfall, put your hazards on. That's the safest thing to do at this time. So again, the severe thunderstorm warning includes just right outside of Williamson, West Pelzer, Tall Oaks. We can see Madison Ridge, Powdersville, Forest City, Lethium, Pageland, Easley, Cherokee Forest, Whisper Pines. It's right over Liberty at this time. We can see Central, Kelker Acres, Norris. So towards 6 Mile, just past Lake Keowee. 6 Mile, I'll probably stay still, seek shelter, because you're still getting the heavy rainfall. You're still getting the outer portion of the severe thunderstorm. So again, P Ridge, let's see, Trappin, Crossroads. Again, make sure you're seeking shelter. That's the safest thing to do right now. Just give it about 15 minutes. And from this storm specifically, we got more rounds coming in later. But from this storm specifically, you should be within the all clear if you're in the 6 Mile, P Ridge, Terrapin, Crossroads within the next 15 minutes. We also have a other special weather statement that has just now been issued for winds of 50 miles per hour. Let's go ahead here. This is in the western North Carolina mountains at this time, towards Marion, Nebo, Glen Alpine, and towards Morganton. This is packing about 50 mile per hour wind gusts, just shy. So the criteria for a severe thunderstorm warning is about 60 miles per hour. And my camera is still glitching, so there's a reason why I'm not showing myself here. I apologize. I'm still trying to get fixed. But again, we're about 10 mph shy from hitting that 60 mph mark, which if we do, that'll warrant a severe thunderstorm warning. So right now, a special weather statement for a strong thunderstorm is in effect for east central McDowell and southwestern Burke counties through 3:30. Strong thunderstorm was located 5 miles northeast of Marion or near Lake James State Park, moving east at about 30 miles per hour. This includes Marion, Morganton, Glen Alpine, Lake James State Park, Lake James, and Nebo. Out of all, today has been a nice day to be on the lake. So you definitely want to make sure you are getting off the lake at this time before the storm starts to push its way through. Because again, it's packing lightning, heavy rainfall, and winds of 50 miles per hour. And that's something you do not want to be on the lake for during that time. We also got some just moderate to very heavy rainfall, some winds about 15 to 20 miles per hour towards Lenore, Sawmills outside of Hickory. Another storm just outside of Morganton. Black Mountain has some lightning associated with it. Got some lightning towards Maryville in our East Tennessee counties. We're monitoring this storm right here, headed in towards Clayton, Georgia, because that could become strong at any moment. It is strengthening. We have conditions are favorable for strong to severe thunderstorms through much of today. So it's not surprising at all one bit if we get more strong thunderstorms at this time. But as we reach outside of the viewing area, we're still in it towards Greenwood and Abbeville. We're also monitoring a storm pushing its way through. Not strong or severe at this time, but a brief period of heavy rainfall and maybe some frequent lightning more towards Calhoun Falls outside of the viewing area. But Abbeville, Greenwood, right now there's no lightning associated with this storm, just heavy rainfall. So just if you're doing any outdoor activities, just take extra precautions because you're about to get some brief period of heavy rainfall. But again, no lightning associated or detected at this time. So again, we got that severe thunderstorm. 6 mile, I would probably say from this storm specifically. Again, we got rounds coming in a little bit later, but from this round specifically, you're in the all clear north. You're just still getting that lightning, still getting that heavy rainfall. Central as well. Just make sure you're taking those extra precautions at this time. The worst of it has moved away. That's the positive news we have here. But at this time, you're still getting the lightning strikes. You're still getting the very heavy rainfall. Just want to take those extra precautions. I-85, yeah, that's what I'm most concerned about at this time. So to update you on the latest. Let me make sure. Let me see if I didn't miss anything from the National Weather Service here. I want to zoom out here. Just give the overall view. Let me turn the let's go ahead here and turn on the tower cam. Well, not tower cam, but being able to switch radars. Did I not do it? I don't think I did it. I'm still learning this system. I apologize, y'all. The one before here. So we're gonna go to oh well, but I can't get the radar up. I'm gonna have to play with it because I'm working on a new radar at this time. But we're watching some strong to severe thunderstorms over here towards Middle Tennessee. This is where the main line we're watching here. This is severe thunderstorm watch currently in effect for portions from Poplar Bluff all the way to Nashville, Lebanon. So again, we're monitoring these storms here, seeing if it wants to continue to strengthen to our western North Carolina counties. We also got a special weather statement just right outside of the viewing area towards Boone. I just wanted to go ahead and mention this here. It's about winds 50 miles per hour. So again, if you're in Boone, Jefferson, Sparta, Independence, again, this is outside of the viewing area. Just take extra precautions. So again, we're monitoring the special weather statement towards Glen Alpine and Nebo, just right outside of Morganton at this time. We're also going to be monitoring this storm just north of that special weather statement towards Travelers Rest and Sunny Acres, just towards the east of Slater, Marietta. Again, there's nothing associated. There's no lightning associated with it, but every single thing that pops up on this radar, we have to monitor closely because conditions are favorable for these storms to develop strong or severe. If you're in the Clemson University towards Pendleton, you're getting that moderate to very heavy rainfall. France, Sandy Springs, towards along I-85 there towards Townville. Just definitely want to watch out. You're still getting that moderate to very heavy rainfall, but again, the lightning is associated towards Sandy Springs along I-85. So again, make sure you are seeking shelter indoors because remember, lightning can strike out to 15 miles from the parent thunderstorm. Again, I saw an airport here. Is this the right airport? I got something else. So again, the GSP airport, we're monitoring the storm. We have a camera at the GSP airport. So if the storm does decide to become strong or severe, headed in towards downtown Greenville, headed in towards the Greenville-Spartanburg International Airport, we'll be able to watch it live here on the network. So again, we'll be live here nonstop until this warning is set to expire at this time. So the severe thunderstorm warning is currently in effect. Again, 6 Mile, you guys are perfectly fine. Central still seeks shelter. North seeks shelter. Liberty seeks shelter. Again, there is lightning associated outside of that storm, just with the moderate to very heavy rainfall. Still, you're probably hearing rumbles of thunder, so you don't want to do any outdoor activities. But again, jeez, I don't know what the heck just happened there. Along I-85, that's getting relatively concerning at this point here because the storm is packing about 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and heavy rainfall. So again, I would not want to be on that road with all these storms. Again, that's just me. That's really up to you guys. But again, easily getting impacted by this severe thunderstorm. I think the main concern, the main threats that we're watching here is along from just towards Easley, towards Pendleton. We can see this has just become a little bit of a line of storms from Townville all the way up towards Travelers Rest. So again, this is a line of thunderstorms that are pushing its way through just towards the north, towards Travelers Rest. That's special weather statements for 50-mile-per-hour winds. Then we got a severe thunderstorm warning along I-85 headed towards Malvern and Simpsonville. Then we also got towards Clemson a strong thunderstorm. Not really strong. I want to actually rephrase that. Just a concerning storm pushing its way through down here. So again, we'll continue to monitor those. Again, Abbeville, this storm is starting to strengthen a little bit more. We got some lightning associated with it just towards the east of Abbeville. Again, this is not strong or severe at this point. I'm not going to be surprised if it's packing about 10 to 15, even gusting up to 20-mile-per-hour winds. But out of all, it's going to remain relatively calm. 96 towards 96 historic site. Just take extra precautions, monitor these storms because these storms look like they're headed your direction here. But out of all, just something relatively concerning. We got a strong thunderstorm headed in towards Boiling Springs. Storm that's trying to strengthen along the North Carolina, South Carolina state line for that matter, towards Tryon, Hickory Grove. So if the storm does develop, Tryon, I would be on the watch, be on the lookout just in case it does decide to develop. Also monitoring the storm towards Old Fort, and a storm that's trying to strengthen here towards Black Mountain. Let's see here. Okay, I actually did not know this had this. Okay, I'm learning new things on this app. I apologize. So again, let's go ahead here and actually take a look at the impacts from the storm here. We can see out of all storm impact. Let's see. We could see it's about at 24 miles per hour. Is that how fast it's going? Again, I'm not familiar with this app. I'm going to be like fully honest here. So I apologize at this point. So again, we're monitoring. We got a few storms pushing their way through that's not strong or severe. I don't know how that. There we go. But again, we got some storms pushing their way through. What I want to mention is towards the storms that are headed here. So let's actually take a look at this. It is packing a little bit of hail, has a 40% probability of becoming strong. So about, oh, wow. It has storm track impacts and it also has location. Wow. Okay. This is new information to me. So I learn new things every day. We can see it's headed towards Piedmont around 3:45, Grant's around 3:56, Donaldson Field Airport around 3:57, Malvern at about 4:06. So again, definitely want to watch out for that. Let me see if I can close this out now. There we go. So again, it has a little bit of hail associated with it. So this storm about 0.5 inches of hail. So again, it's not strong or severe. It's not strong or severe. So again, nothing too concerning at all whatsoever. This zero point 0.5 size hail is basically just mothball or marble size hail. I mean, it's nothing too significant, nothing I would want to be caught outside doing. So just take the appropriate shelter if you're in France, France, Sandy Springs for that matter, in Pendleton along I-85. Just take extra precautions there. Grant, want to watch out. Greenville, you guys are in the path of these storms, so definitely want to make sure you are seeking shelter because I know this is a tourist season for downtown Greenville. So really want to make sure you're taking those precautions at this point here at this time. So again, this warning is set to expire in about 20 minutes. Still packing about 60 miles per hour here at this time, and we have a new special weather statement. Let's zoom out here. It includes Iredell County. Let's see here. There it is, towards Statesville. So again, towards Love Valley, this is packing. This expires in about 19 minutes. Is it packing? It has about 50 mile per hour wind gusts, located 8 miles east of Taylorsville in the Love Valley, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Locations include Love Valley, Vashti, Union Grove, Olin, and Hidden Night, I think. So again, this is for northeastern Alexander and northwestern Iredell counties. This is until 3:30 p.m. This afternoon for that matter. So definitely want to make sure you are watching out. Again, we got that strong thunderstorm towards Marion, headed in towards Morganton. Just right outside of Hickory. It's moving east at about 15 miles per hour here. Headed towards Canover, about 3:36. Luckily, it doesn't look like there's any hail associated with this. There's no hail associated with this storm. So again, that's the positive news we have about that. Let's go ahead here and look at the storm towards Morganton, right outside of that special weather statement. Morganton around 3:31. So watch out. This is not strong or severe. Well, this is right along the outskirts of it. I would probably actually say seek shelter. It has a lot of lightning associated with it towards Morganton, Drexel, Valdez, Colonial Springs. I can't speak today, and Eichard. So again, definitely want to make sure and definitely want to take extra precautions as this storm is starting to push its way throughout the next couple of hours. Then the storm just north of Little Chicago, we can see out of all has some lightning associated with it. There's no movement detected. We'll continue to monitor this. We'll continue to keep you updated. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we got a line of severe thunderstorm. We have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that has just now been issued for Anderson, Greenville, Pickens, and Spartanburg. Actually, this is the best one that we have because we are able to watch the storm move through at the GSP airport. So we'll load that up in just a few. So again, this is packing about 60 mile. Packing about 60 mile per hour wind gusts associated with it. So again, you definitely want to make sure you are seeking shelter indoors until the warning expires. This warning is set to expire at 4:15 p.m. this evening. This also includes downtown Greenville. So again, this is one of the major places that we cover aside from Asheville, aside from Gatlinburg, and aside from Charlotte. This is a major area, a major place, a city that we watch here on Highland Weather. I don't know why the graphics haven't decided to pop it up yet. But again, this includes 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts near Greenville, downtown, Greenville, East Side, West Greenville, Greer, Malvern, Taylors, Simpsonville, Peoria, Five Forks, and Welcome. The storm is located along the line extending from 7 miles north of Greenville, downtown, there it is, to 7 miles north of Anderson, moving east at 25 miles per hour. So again, this includes southeastern Greenville, west central Spartanburg, northeastern Anderson, and east central Pickens counties. So again, you definitely want to make sure you are seeking shelter indoors until the storm has passed. Let me see here. Let me make sure we haven't seen any report at this time here. So again, if you're wondering, we do have some hail associated with it. It's about penny-sized hail, so again, nothing too significant. When you see hail about 0.75 inches, if you're looking at a severe thunderstorm warning and see hail about 0.75 inches, that is about penny-sized hail. So again, because of those winds being 60 mile per hour, because of radar detecting 60 mile per hour winds associated with it, that's why the warning has been issued. So again, we also got another warning, an airport weather warning for that matter, for the Greenville Spartanburg Airport because of that ongoing severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, I really should have restarted my computer. The weather statement has been allowed to expire at this time here. So that's the positive news we have at this time. I don't know why this computer is being so laggy here. See. I'm going to try to see if we can get one of the team members to join in so I can actually reboot this computer so we have less lag. So again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect from Anderson all the way out towards Greer, Taylorsville, Travelers Rest, Malden, Five Forks, Simpsonville, Fountain Inn. We actually saw the storm as we were going live. We saw the storm becoming into a line. So again, this is not surprising one bit whatsoever. Belton. So this is basically from Belton to Greer, Five Forks, Malvern, Grant, Greenville. Greenville is about to get it just right towards Parker, which is about west of Greenville downtown. So again, the North Main, Carver Park, West End, St. Francis downtown. You guys are about to be impacted by the storm within the next 5 minutes or so. Okay, so we got one of the team members, actually forecaster Chad, joining in. So what we're gonna do is, as soon as he takes over, I'm gonna let him take over for a second. I'm gonna try and reboot the system here because I'm having so many issues with this computer. I've not had any issues until now, of course, with it. Of course, the time I need to go live for it. But again, this is talking about 60 mile per hour wind gusts associated with it. So again, and hail of about penny size. So you really want to make sure you are seeking shelter indoors, especially in downtown Greenville. Maybe one of the times it's just to go seek shelter. Go grab yourself a bite to eat, a snack. Because right now would be the best time if you're in downtown Greenville, because we have this severe thunderstorm talking about 60 mile per hour wind gusts associated with it, pushing its way through. So again, let's actually focus a little bit more on this storm here. It's moving east-southeast at 26 miles per hour. You can see the storm is starting to strengthen just a little bit more. Again, not really expecting much out of it besides the winds are out of all a huge threat. With any thunderstorm that does develop, again, hail is not really a main concern through much of today. We can see lightning is being detected there towards Grant, Greenville, Peoria, Travelers Rest, Wade Hampton, all of those. We also see some storms over here. Again, we're still monitoring the strong thunderstorm near Glen Alpine, Nebo, and Marion is packing about 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts is expected to expire in about 10 minutes, which would be at 3:30 this evening for East Central McDowell and southwestern Burke counties. Again, this is packing about 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So again, we're monitoring a lot of these storms. You can see these storms are trying to make a line. What I'm actually curious to see is these storms right here, just north of Columbus, along this storm towards Lake Lure. I'm actually curious to see are these storms going to connect together, become one line of storms? And there you go. We got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that's just now been issued for Burke, Caldwell, Cleveland, McDowell, and Rutherford, North Carolina, at this time. Chad, just really quick, I need to reboot the computer. I don't know if you can see it, but my camera is being so laggy.
Hey, I do see it. Yes, it just popped up on my screen.
Would you be able to take over for just a quick minute while I reboot the computer and join back in? Because I can fix this lagginess.
That's fine. Do you want me to take over or?
Yes, take over if possible. And I'll be back in like 2 minutes because
Okay.
it's just
All right,
restarting
that's
the
fine.
system.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon to everyone. Beckett is going to rejoin. I just joined. He told me we were doing some live stream coverage. I was a little busy at the previously, but I'm free now. I'm just looking on my phone here, and I do see we do have a couple of active warnings, if you will. I'm going to try to load up my radar scope on here, and I'm going to go down to what appears to be the active warnings. I am going to share my screen. Let me see if I can share it to radar scope. Okay. So everyone should be able to see my screen currently here. It is sharing. It should be sharing this. As you can see, we do have a couple of active warnings here, basically on the border here from North Carolina and Virginia, and going down into southwestern North Carolina, especially south of the Raleigh area. We do have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings there that we are tracking. We have a severe thunderstorm warning. This is actually going towards the radar site, if you will. So this one, like I said, it's directly going over the radar site. Here is one, and let's pull it up. This actually goes until we are showing about 4:00 p.m. At 3:13 p.m., severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles southeast of Cary to near Garner to near Fuquay, Varina, and it's moving east at 25 miles per hour. You are looking at 60 mile per hour wind gusts with this particular cell and penny-sized hail. If you're in Raleigh, Cary, Garner, Clayton, Knightsdale, Lake Wheeler, and Lake Benson areas, you are in this particular severe thunderstorm warning, again, until 4:00 p.m. So we look a little more north and east from that severe storm, which, as you can see, has been extended. We do have another active severe thunderstorm warning. Actually, yep, and this one goes until 3:45 p.m. for Nash County in North Carolina. If you are in Rocky Mount, Nashville, Dorches, Bailey, Red Oak, Sharpsburg, Spring Hope, Middlesex, White Takers, and Castalia. If you were in those locations, you are under this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this goes until 3:45 p.m. So make sure that you are, keeping track on this cell. Again, this goes until 3:45 p.m. All right. These storms, like I said, they all have a 60 per hour wind tag with it. All right. I want to see if I can pull up the velocity. Go up here. Let's see. Storm relative velocity. Kind of giving us an idea of maybe winds going in opposing directions. This gives us an example of basically two colors. We have red and green. You typically have greens moving toward, greens moving toward the radar site, reds moving away. So you have basically. Oh,
I
hello.
think you're at the. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes. Welcome back.
What storm is this?
I'm sorry. Let me go back and see. This is the one that's in the Nashville area.
So we don't serve that portion. That's outside of the viewing area. We serve toward. Yeah, we serve towards western North Carolina, upstate South Carolina. Move it over towards. There you go. So towards where Greenville is, towards the other way. Other storms over.
Over here. It just. Yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
mine's storm. Mine's being a little laggy.
You're good.
There we go. Over here. Greenville areas.
Those are the warnings. Yeah.
Yep. For some reason, I had a feeling. I thought, I'm like, am I going out? I wasn't sure as I was doing it.
Right.
Okay. Let me see here. All right.
While you load that up really quick, so.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a severe thunderstorm warning currently in effect for Burke, Caldwell, Cleveland, and Rutherford, North Carolina. This is until 4:15 p.m. This is packing about 60 mile per hour wind gusts associated with it, located along the line extending from 5 miles southwest of Lenore to 10 miles west of Rutherford, moving east at about 30 miles per hour. This includes Morganton, Forest City, Rutherford, Sawmills, Granite Falls, Valdez, Spindale, Gamewell, Hudson, and Eichard. Again, this is packing about 60 mile per hour wind gusts associated with this storm. We can see here we got some strong thunderstorms there. This is from Morganton all the way down towards Lake Lure. And what I'm wanting to see, what I'm curious to see, and we'll jump it right back over to Chad. What I'm wanting and curious to see just north of Columbus, you can see right here, these are two separate cells. These are two separate storms here. What I'm curious to see, because the conditions are favorable at this point, I'm curious to see if these storms will connect into one line of storms, because we do have that threat. And we'll see out here if these storms decide to connect as well. But again, these storms over here have a better chance for developing into one line of storms. We're also monitoring the storm over here towards Statesville. So again, I'll jump it right back over to Chad because I'm having some camera issues again. Gotta love these. Chad?
Hi, there we go. Okay, I'm looking at the right one. And yeah, it's actually, for what I'm looking at, it's a pretty defined line segment. Um, there are some individualized storms out ahead of it. I'm going to see, I would like to try to pull it up on my end. My monitor's being a little on the slow side, so that's not really helping me.
Let me send you a.
Here we go.
Let me send you a website. See if this works better than that app, and just open it from there and share it.
Yeah, that would be good.
Because this is what we use for now.
Okay.
it wants to send. There you go. And just click on that link and it will send you directly to where I'm looking at with these severe thunderstorms. So really quick, while you're doing that, I'll take over. So again, we got some severe thunderstorms towards Rutherford and Forest City. We also got a severe thunderstorm headed in towards Taylorsville. Okay, so actually what I want to do here is let's go ahead and load up the Greenville Spartanburg International Airport radar, because we're going to get a beautiful view of these storms moving into down towards the GSP airport. If you
Here
give
it is.
me a quick second.
Okay, I got it.
And I'll keep this up. Okay. And I'll keep it up on my side. I don't know what's going on with my. I don't know what's going on with my computer
You want me to share
here.
it back in? You got it?
I got it, but share your radar too, so we can switch over between the two things.
Okay. The radar scope? Or?
The website that I sent you.
The one, okay, yeah, I have that. Okay, yep, let me get that.
So here is a view from inside that severe thunderstorm warning. This is at the Greenville Spartanburg Airport that we actually saw about 2 weeks ago with that big storm farther away. This is what we're seeing at this point with that, as that severe thunderstorm starts to push its way in. At this time here, you're just seeing that moderate to very heavy rainfall. Curious to see if we'll see some lightning strikes associated with it. But again, we can see that storm is starting to push its way through. This is along runway 19. So again, I'm curious to see. We'll jump it right back over to radar here and just look to see. So again, that's one of the storms here towards the western North Carolina mountains, towards Rutherford, Forest City, Morganton. Again, that's packing about 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Chad, would you like to talk about the storm?
Yes. Yes, please. Now that I have it correct on here. So yeah, this is the one right here that actually appears, it looks to be the strongest. We can see this is a line segment trying to form a bit of a squall line. Another thing that I notice with this is we see these, what we call these backwards C shapes. Specifically, and a bow echo is when you have strong damaging winds in excess 65, 70 miles an hour right on the leading edge, and they appear to be pretty consistent with bow echoes. And when you start to see this sort of shape take place, essentially that's what it's indicative of. And we can also see not only that too, I'm curious if they're going to maybe up this severe thunderstorm warning in terms of the winds, maybe up to 70 miles per hour. I'm thinking more on the southern end of this line here. Another thing too is in between these bow echoes, I'm starting to see some inflow right here where my cursor is, right in the middle there. And that could be an indication where winds are possibly, not saying for sure, but possibly, that is the wording here, where winds may be trying to wrap around the thunderstorm and produce some circulation. I don't want to rule that out. So I'm primarily paying attention to this right here, right in between these bow echoes trying to form. And even on the southern end here, I'm curious to see maybe if these are going to come together too. These little cells, this might all together come together and form a bit more of a line on the southern end here. So yeah, expires in 43 minutes. Severe thunderstorm warning. We have the areas here. Morganton, Forest City, Rutherford, 10, Sawmills, Granite Falls, Valdez, Spindale, Gainwell, Hudson, and Ickard areas in this warning. And it's moving east at 30 miles per hour. So it's moving a little bit, not too fast, but at a decent speed until 4:15 p.m. So we'll see if they're going to extend this. You know, they may or they may not. It depends if it's going to strengthen or weaken. But this area, there is a good deal of instability that is available for these storms to tap into, and instability helps storms to become a little more on a severe side. It helps me to strengthen a bit more. So we're going to monitor this closely and see what happens. And I'll turn it over to Nick.
Alrighty, thank you, Chad. Let's go ahead and jump it right back over to the camera here, just really quick. We can see out of all, the storm has started to push its way away from the airport here. Again, we got some moderate to very heavy rainfall for a couple minutes. The lightning has been detected about 15 miles from the airport. So again, at the Greenville-Spartanburg Airport, I would not be surprised if there was some delays associated with it. So definitely want to make sure you take those extra precautions. And I think I just saw a lightning strike. I don't know if that was just my eyes or what, but in the distance, I swear I just saw a lightning strike. But again, these storms are starting to push its way through. We have that threat for any thunderstorm that does develop, like we said before, of winds about 55 to 60, even upwards of 70 miles per hour with any thunderstorm that does develop. So again, you want to make sure you take every warning seriously and make sure you have ways to see weather watches and warnings throughout much of today as well. So again, that's just something to closely watch out for at this time here. Give me just a quick second here. I'm trying to fix some background feed issues here, just so we can make sure we're up and running perfectly. There we go. So again, Chad, would you like to talk about
And the
the
weather. Sure. I was just going to say too, the Weather Service, they do mention under the warning, if you see damaging winds, hail, or flooding, you can report it to their toll-free number that's listed under the warning, or you can post on the Weather Service's Facebook page or X using the hashtag NWSGSP. They say your message should describe the event and obviously the specific location where it occurred. So anyone maybe watching the storm or reporting again any damaging winds, hail, or flooding, any severe criteria, which severe storms, possible tornado, hail, wind, anything like that that goes into a severe storm. If you see it, Weather Service is saying report it if it's safe to do so. Obviously, if you're in a safe spot and you can report it, they are saying go ahead. I was still going to say we are still looking at these winds around 60 miles per hour. And again, I apologize for my monitor. It's being a little laggy, so I'm looking at my phone at this cell. And it is actually going to be moving towards the Bellwood, Cherryville area and moving east from there. So any locations east of the Cesar area, you would want to prepare for this pretty decent looking line of storms. It's really coming together pretty well. So I'm curious to see with this if they're going to maybe increase the winds anywhere from 70 miles per hour. When the National Weather Service does that, not to get too technical here, when they issue it up to 70 miles per hour winds, they consider that destructive in their context. So anywhere above 60 miles per hour, getting towards the 70 mile an hour threshold, that isn't a destructive criteria, evidently. So, just be aware of that too. This is looking to be more of a wind damage risk more than anything. And squall lines, specifically a line like this, they do and can have the capability of producing a brief spin up tornado. Squall lines, they're notorious for that. And especially, again, damaging winds. So it's just some things to keep in mind. I'm just trying to explain some of the hazards here that could be very possible with this storm. But it's already severe warned because of the winds. So that's going to be our major risk area. As Beckett showed in our previous image of live stream, you could see the storm coming right over. You could see the rain shaft, everything. And I wouldn't doubt it if maybe we did see a lightning strike, for sure. So, and I don't know. I don't really see any big hail indications on here. It's more of the, again, more of a wind risk. And really, for now, that's pretty much it. So I would definitely stay indoors. I'm sure there's probably frequent cloud to ground lightning, I can imagine. And just understand the hazards, just pay attention to the weather, and you'll be just fine. Be careful. So I'll turn it right over to Beckett to explain further.
All right. Can you see me? Or is my camera messing up again?
I see you just fine, Beckett, and I see your screen, the radar.
Okay. Because for some reason on my side it doesn't want to show my camera's working. Okay. Um So we have a line of storms. Again, we're watching these severe thunderstorms push its way through upstate South Carolina from Belton all the way to Greer. At this point, we're also monitoring this strong thunderstorm that probably will become strong. Well, this thunderstorm possibly will become strong towards Boiling Springs. Actually, if we click it here, it's moving east at about 18 miles per hour. Boiling Springs around 4:07 p.m. this evening. We can actually zoom in here. So again, Boiling Springs definitely want to watch out as this storm is starting to push its way through. My camera's so laggy. I don't know what's going on with my computer today, out of all of the times. But again, we got a line of storms pushing its way through, out of
Mhm.
all, something relatively concerning. I do apologize again. I'm going to jump it right back over to Chad again
Mhm.
because I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on with this computer.
I was
So I
just
can
gonna.
fix this camera.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Yep. All right.
And we also got a
So
new severe thunderstorm warning, just an issue.
okay. Um, okay. So I was gonna say with this line of storms, and yes, okay. Yep. Okay. So all right, let me get my bearing straight. Let me go to the weather-wise area. And I'm gonna just try to, or I'm already sharing. Okay. Um, so yeah, there is, as Becca just mentioned, a new severe thunderstorm warning. I was going to touch base on that right as I saw it. And with the line of storms, it doesn't really seem like it's as, maybe not as intense as far as winds are concerned. It's starting to become more linear in its shape, a little more organized in that sense. Not as far as it being more stronger, but just with the way it's shaped. The touch base on this, as Beckett said, newly issued severe thunderstorm warning. This does go for Catawba County in the Piedmont of North Carolina, southern Alexander County in Piedmont, North Carolina, west central Iredell County in Piedmont, North Carolina, southeastern Caldwell County in western North Carolina, and southeastern Burke County in western North Carolina. This goes until 4:45 p.m. They are saying at 3:40 p.m. a minute ago, severe thunderstorm is located near Hickory, right as sort of where we were tracking, same line, or near the airport, and it's moving east at 55 miles per hour. Now, this is moving at a relatively fast speed, much faster than the line itself. They are warning on 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So if you're in the locations of Hickory, Newton, St. Stephen's, Conover, Longview, Granite Falls, Bethlehem, Maiden, Eckhart, and Hildebrand, you are in that
National
warning
Weather Service has issued a severe
until
thunderstorm warning.
4:45 p.m.
Affected areas in our
And
coverage zone include Anderson, South Carolina, Greenville,
we're
South
looking at
Carolina,
here.
Pickens, South
Um,
Carolina.
Sorry. So
no, you're fine. I heard it playing in the background. You're fine. Um, so yeah, this is currently really what we're monitoring. But again, it seems like really, like you can see here, it's not really as well defined with our main line, the one that's moving east at 30 miles per hour. So I'll touch base on that one a little later. But again, the one to the east of that line, to the northeast, if you're in the Claremont area, going right over pretty much Interstate 40 here. You are going to be in that. So many people traveling right on this specific stretch of Interstate 40 through Claremont, gone over through Hickory, Granite Falls. This stretch, make sure you are driving safe. I'm sure there's extremely heavy rain, possibly ponding on the roadways, things like that. If you're inside, the Weather Service urges you to move to an interior room, lowest floor of a building. Your usual severe weather safety hazards that you should follow, your safety plan, if you will. Chances are, if this can maintain its strength, we will most likely see another warnings, Statesville, Troutman, Mooresville, and going east from there if this in fact holds up with the strength. The instability parameters, they're not too strong, but as I mentioned earlier previously, it is decent enough to support strong to severe thunderstorms, and we're seeing that. So another thing I'm curious about as I'm looking at this is if this is all going to join together, right where the Valdez area is. I can see all this coming together and possibly becoming just one linear sort of line, kind of like that, as is noted on radar. Right now it expires in 1 hour, again until 4:45 p.m. So monitor this one very close.
Mm-hmm. And we got a new warning that has just now been issued for upstate South Carolina. Mm-hmm. So could you take the radar down to South Carolina by chance?
I was going to say, let me zoom out some.
Okay.
All right. Where are we looking at around here?
Yes. Yeah. So again, we got an extension for that severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay.
Since I interrupted
right
Chad, yes. You want to talk about the warning?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yes. No, you're fine. I'm glad you mentioned that. I saw this earlier, actually. I thought I did. I saw the one warning earlier as I was merging over to that side. But yes, there is an extension here going over I-385 and through I-26. This specific stretch right through the area of Lawrence, Waterloo, Cross Hill, Clinton, Joanna, again, upstate of South Carolina. Lawrence County, southeastern Greenville County, southern Spartanburg County, and southwestern Union County until 4:45 p.m. So this expires the same time as the previous warning, up to our north. Severe storms were located along a line extending from 12 miles east of Greenville downtown to 14 miles east of Anderson, moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. So again, in the area of Lawrence, Simpsonville, Clinton, Five Forks, Fountain, Woodruff, Joanna, Gray Court, Cross Hill, I'm familiar with some of these areas, and Waterloo, you're in this warning again until 4:45 p.m. So you have to monitor this one pretty closely here. This doesn't look as well defined as the one again up here to our north. But when there's a severe warning on it, that means that it still has the capabilities of producing severe storm criteria. So what does this mean? This means people in these areas, in and around the Lawrence area, you could be seeing winds anywhere 55 to 60 mile per hour. Wind gusts, not sustained. You could be seeing hail 1 inch in diameter or larger, and you always run the risk of a potential spin up of a tornado with any severe storm. So that touches base on this one. Again, if you're in these areas, get to your safe spot, stay away from windows. If there's any kind of lightning you're seeing, things in that nature. So again, if you hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. So be aware of that also. It is moving pretty much right over you to Fountain Inn area, and it's starting to move a bit south and east from there. So I'll turn it back over to Beckett on this note.
All right. Thank you, Chad. We also have another severe thunderstorm warning. It doesn't look like we're having a break until at least 6 o'clock, if not later. This actually has some damaging hail associated with this, actually. This is for central Davie, northeastern Iredell, and northwestern Rowan counties in the Piedmont of North Carolina. This says golf ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts associated with this. This is until 4:45 p.m. this evening. This includes Moxville, Colmy, Harmony, Fort Church, Turnersburg, Olin, Woodleaf, Cool Spring, Advance, and Sheffield. Again, this has not just the winds, because the winds is the main threat, but also has ping pong ball size hail and about 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And this is from the National Weather Service. People and animals outdoors will be injured. Expect damage to roof, siding, windows, and vehicles. Expect wind damage to trees and power lines. So you please, even though we've been talking about the hail threat's been relatively minimal, we always had that chance there, and that chance has decided to show itself. Because we have that ping pong ball size hail, this is part of the situation that I would say probably move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. And this is not a tornado warning, but that makes it so you're away from windows because of this hail being so big. It's a ping pong ball size hail.
Yeah.
You don't want to play around with that one bit whatsoever. I wouldn't want to, at least. So again, that's the main concern storm that we have right now, the most elevated storm within all of the warnings we have issued. Again, I want to go through over the warning. This is why we're talking about it constantly, is because that hail threat, again, there's no considerable tag warning with it at all whatsoever. This is just radar indicated. That's positive news we have with this warning, but still take it as if it's been spotted. Again, this is the severe thunderstorm warning for ping pong ball size hail from Moxville, Colmy, Harmony, Fort Church, Turnersburg, Olin, Woodleaf, Cool Spring, Advance, and Sheffield, and also having 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And you can see out of all these storms are becoming a straight line of storms. And this is out of all something I've been concerned about through the last couple of hours since we started this coverage about an hour or so ago. The main threat that we're continuing to watch is those 50 to 60 mile per hour or 70 upward mile per hour wind gusts remaining possible. And now with that threat, with ping pong ball size hail, we'll jump it over to Chad for further updates.
Yes. Beckett, he was exactly right. Hit the nail on the head. Just as I said, just as we both pretty much said earlier, you can really see with this line, and I had the feeling that, this was all going to sort of come together. But, this is part of it here. I'm trying to zoom in. My thing's a little laggy again. I do apologize. Right here, this sort of cell. I do want to mention another thing, and because I've noticed this from my own experience, because this specific cell that is severe warned, if you notice, take a visual. This one is a little more isolated. This cell right here is a little more isolated than per se these two severe warned cells. This one's more isolated, and that means that because all along this range here is where we have the most instability, when you have more of these isolated severe storms, because they're smaller, what the connection I'm trying to make is the more smaller the severe storm is, the more isolated it is like this, the more severe it can get, because it can tap into much more instability when they're by themselves. There's nothing to really stop it. When it's in a line form, it becomes more of just a standard overall damaging wind risk, and that's it. But I worry about the isolated cells, these small cells, because these are the ones that suck in the most juice, the most instability. And they can really become pretty nasty, and they can become hail producers. Not to get off track, but I had a cell just like this come through my house 4 or 5 years ago, and it got pretty severe. And, I had to get a new roof almost put on my house because of the hail damage that we endured. And it was a cell just like this, an isolated cell, and it got stronger and stronger as it moved in that instability. So, not scare anyone, but I'm just saying how I can relate to when I see a storm cell like this. These can become quite severe. I don't like how this is isolated from the others. If this was all together, it would most likely become more of a damaging wind risk with a squall line. So again, not to get off track here, but this does expire in 1 hour. And I hope everything I said, it made sense. I'm just trying to make a connection here so people can understand the severity of these cells. Again, until 4:45 p.m. Ping pong ball size hail, as you can see, like I said with the hail, ping pong ball size hail. What does that tell you? That's pretty decent. The other ones are just like, oh, your typical hail size. This is ping pong ball size. So this one has a greater potential. And now we can see new little radar scan here. Mhm. Go ahead.
So we have another warning yet again. This is becoming an active severe thunderstorm warning day. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Berg, Catawba, Cleveland, Gaston, Lincoln, and Rutherford. And really quick, before I start to mention the impacts from this one, I want you to realize, check this out. All these storms are a line of storms that are pushing its way through. It's becoming one line of storms. This is going to push its way into the Piedmont. We're going to be probably live within the next couple of hours because it's going to be pushing its way through. So again, this is packing about 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It's located extending from 13 miles south of Morganton to 4 miles south of Rutherford, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Locations that are impacted by this 60-mile-per-hour thunderstorm include Shelby, Lincolnton, Forest City, Cherryville, Boiling Springs, North Carolina, Maiden, Bellwood, Lawndale, Patterson Springs, and Fallston. So again, this is packing about 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts associated with it. So again, you definitely want to make sure you are seeking shelter indoors until this storm has passed. And we're not even close to being done from all these warnings to be issued. We're probably going to see in the next more warnings issued, because I want to mention this one thing is these storms are moving its way away from the mountains. So again, as these storms move its way out of the western North Carolina mountains, these storms have that increased chance of becoming strong and severe. So as it reaches towards Shelby and towards Lincolnton, or those regions, that's going outside of the mountains. And those mountains before, if you could tell, the storms moving in from east Tennessee, those mountains made those storms start to weaken significantly. So again, we didn't see warnings around 2 p.m. this afternoon when we thought we were, but thanks to it moving out of the mountains and the hot temperatures that we're having right now, these storms are becoming strong and severe continuously. So again, if you're doing any outdoor activities, Charlotte, I would be on standby, because this storm is most likely going to be severe as it impacts your location within the next hour, or maybe a little bit longer. Maybe you have some more leeway during that time. But again, really, really concerning through the next couple of hours. Before I jump right back over to Chad, we have two reports here. Well, we have one report, and I just want to mention this quick thing. The Storm Prediction Center, for that matter, decided that we're going to see winds of 55 to 70 miles per hour with any thunderstorm that does develop. That's that chance there. But we are not going to be placed under any sort of severe weather watch. So again, it's about a 20% chance. So that's the positive news we have here. These thunderstorms will probably be quick moving, and it will probably be out fast enough that a watch will not be needed. But again, we'll continue to monitor that. And we have a report 1 mile southwest of Taylorsville in Greenville County, South Carolina. Social media picture of a snap tree in Wade Hampton area, reported at 3:22 this afternoon. So again, that's really something concerning, because of the strong winds in that golf ball size hailstorm that we're continuing to watch. And it looks like it's starting to weaken just a little bit more. I'm curious to see what the National Weather Service will do with the next update within the next 15 minutes or so. We'll jump it right back over to Chad for the latest updated information. Chad?
Yes, no, definitely. For sure agree. Looking at this, especially and there's really nothing in the way from the ground to the higher levels of the altitude. When you have nothing but just air contents and stuff like that, storms really thrive off of that. When you have any obstacles, mountains, stuff like that, anything in the way that can really hinder the progression, that can really hinder the progression of storms from becoming stronger, more severe. So just like Beckett said, I agree. He's absolutely correct. These are really move through the mountains. Chances are these could get more severe again, and I'm just restating what he said as they move from the Lincolnton, Cherryville, Shelby areas. And I said earlier, I had a feeling this, and up, new radar scan. Here we go. Yep, it's still moving through. Up, here's another warning, Beckett, towards the Statesville area, Salisbury,
Okay.
Mooresville.
That there it is. It took a second. All right.
You
So let
see,
me go over this really quick, and we'll jump it right back over to Chad. This is again many counties with this warning. We're talking about northwestern Cabarrus, southeastern Catawba, northeastern Lincoln, southern Iredell County, north central Mecklenburg County, which Mecklenburg County is the county for Charlotte, North Carolina. So again, this is towards the north of Charlotte. And Rowan County, this is all Piedmont, North Carolina, until 5 p.m. this evening. So we got a long time left for this storm, located from 6 miles north of Statesville to 10 miles southeast of Newton, moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. Hazards include 60 mile per hour wind gusts. We do have about penny-sized hail associated with it. Locations include Huntersville, Kannapolis, Salisbury, Statesville, West Concord, Cornelius, Mooresville, Davidson, China Grove, and Spencer. So again, definitely want to make sure you're seeking shelter indoors until the storm has passed. Again, this is becoming such a line of storms here. We're seeing these storms from upstate South Carolina all the way into the Piedmont, North Carolina mountains for that Piedmont, North Carolina for that matter at this point. And pretty soon, what we're most likely going to see, and I would not be surprised one bit, that I've been continuing to talk about the last couple of times, is I would not be surprised if these storms along the North Carolina-South Carolina border, because they're not connected, but we have that chance of them being connected together, and this could become one straight line of storms as it moves into the North Carolina or central portion of North Carolina, which is outside of our viewing area. So again, just out of all, something relatively concerning here. We also got another report and another special weather statement, and two more special weather statements really quick before I jump it right back over to Chad. We have a storm report 1 mile west-northwest of Valdez and Burke County, North Carolina, the first North Carolina county so far today. We also, I think, got another special weather statement. Yeah. We got multiple trees and power lines down between Drexel and Valdez. There it is. 911 call center in 1 mile west-northwest of Valdez. We also got another special weather statement for winds of 55 miles per hour, just very shy, hitting that severe thunderstorm warning criteria. This is for eastern Spartanburg, central Cherokee, northwestern Union counties for Spartanburg, Gaffney, Pacolet, Cowpens, Mayo, Roebuck, Jonesville, Pacolet Mills, Croft State Park, and more. We also got a special weather statement towards the central portion of South Carolina that we serve for 50 mile per hour wind gusts for Newberry County, located near Saluda or 19 miles southeast of Greenwood. Winds of about 50 miles per hour. This includes basically Leesville, Saluda, Ridge Spring, Saluda County Airport, Dreer Island State Park, Summit, Monetta, Cedar Grove, Fire Station, South Shore Marina, Saluda County Sheriff's Office, Oswald Park, Good Hope, Northside Fire Station, Rocky Point Recreational Area, Hollywood Elementary School, Emory Camp Kennard, Delmore Hollow Spring Public Park, and Frendona, and this includes 26 of I-26 in South Carolina near mile marker 37. We also have another special weather statement that has been issued for our East Tennessee counties. This includes north central Chalk and west central Greene counties and East Tennessee till 4:45. This is also having frequent lightning with the storm. Includes Morristown, Greenville, Bean Station, Russellville, Mushiam, Bulls Gap, Panther Creek State Park, Alpha, Lowland, and Romeo. Again, that's frequent lightning with this storm, and this storm is going to track into the western North Carolina mountains within the next 30 minutes to an hour. So again, we got to monitor this other storm. We got to monitor the storm in upstate South Carolina, and that's what I'm doing behind the scenes here. While Chad's talking here, we got another warning just now been issued for upstate South Carolina counties for southwest and Pickens and central Oconee counties. This is until 5 p.m. Located 5 miles west of Walhalla, moving east at 30 miles per hour. This includes Clemson, Seneca, Walhalla, Central, Westminster, Norris, 6 Mile, Salem, Lake Keowee, and Oconee State Park. So again, that's the latest information that we have here. I'll jump it right back over to Chad. And whenever there's any updated warnings, any special weather statements, or any sort of continuous updates for the alerts, I'll jump in. So, Chad?
So, yeah, we're going to have to see. No, definitely many warnings in this little stretch here, with this line. This is really the most active one, so far, if you will. So, yeah, wind 55 to anywhere from 55 to 70 miles an hour. That's pretty strong. Kannapolis, Salisbury, Mooresville. Let me see here. This Moxville storm went a little north hail and 60 mile per hour winds. And then, yeah, you really see Lincolnton, Newton, Claremont, Hickory. You're still in those warnings too. This one expires 39 minutes, again, until 4:45 p.m. That's the one moving east at 55 miles per hour. So, yeah, and then, again, we have that one for Lawrence going into South Carolina here. We are still seeing that indication for some severe weather in this area, again, until 4:45 p.m. So it looks like, for the most part, I'd say by 5 o'clock, these areas will be in the clear and the storms will have moved on more eastward from there. So we still have a good hour left to have to contend with these storms. So we're really going to have to monitor and track. It's this one up here towards the Moxville area, and the one moving towards Mooresville, Kannapolis, Salisbury. This one could really become pretty severe in terms of the hail. Again, ping pong ball size. That's a pretty decent size. So I'm going to turn it over to Beckett to see if he has any more information. We'll just have to monitor these pretty quickly.
So again, no updates at this time. We still have those severe thunderstorm warnings. Actually, whenever I was looking at Chad's radar here, what I started to notice is those special weather statements along the North Carolina-South Carolina border. If you start to notice, those storms, like we were anticipating, are starting to connect. So now we got a whole line of storms pushing its way into the North Carolina Piedmont and upstate portion of South Carolina. Then we got a singular severe thunderstorm warning that's just been issued for East Tennessee, for Northeast Georgia counties into our upstate South Carolina counties, including Walhalla, which you can see there closer towards the bottom left. We also got that storm towards East Tennessee. So again, I'm not going to be surprised if these storms decide to redevelop, kind of like what we saw how this line started with. And we possibly could see, I wouldn't go out and say we're going to see exactly the same as what we're seeing now, but we're probably going to see some other storms strengthen into strong or severe through the next 30 minutes to an hour. Again, once this line moves through, like Chad said, this specific line with all these warnings will probably be out of the viewing area by 5 p.m. this evening. And that'll be past Charlotte, so that's the positive news we have with that. But we're monitoring. We're going to be watching these storms towards Northeast Georgia and our East Tennessee counties because these storms could strengthen at any moment and become strong and severe. And it's going to be pretty soon where that severe thunderstorm warning gets issued in our East Tennessee counties as well. We also got we got forecast, and Mason has also joined us in as well. So we got coverage here through these storms to the next hours until these warnings are set to expire. The Highland weather team will be here with you nonstop until these warnings are set to expire. Really quick before I jump it over to whoever is ready at this point. We could see I got another report that just came in Greenville downtown, 2 miles northwest of Greenville downtown. Thunderstorm wind damage. Social media picture of a large tree down on North Main Street, which North Main Street is towards the downtown portion of Greenville, like I mentioned before. So there were some strong damaging winds associated with it. I'm going to continue to monitor this. See, I would not be surprised if there was 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts associated with that. But again, that's the latest information that we have here at this point. Mason, Chad, any of y'all want to update on the latest?
Yeah, so still just reading here. Oh yeah, and actually the one towards Lawrence. Go to that one. I saw a pretty look at this. This one really, it looks like has strengthened here. That's a lot. So I want to see if this one might start to kind of bow out some. I feel like I can see that happening. I can see this backward C starting to form. I wonder if they're going to up the wind from 60 to 70 miles per hour with this. I'm watching this cell closely. It's really become linear as far as its shape and pretty much right off to the west. I'm looking on my phone too. Lawrence and the Clinton, Joanna, Waterloo, Cross Hill areas. Again, you're in this specific severe storm. So you'll be in the path of this soon. So definitely keep an eye on that. This one does look to be producing some damaging winds. So definitely I would recommend getting in your safe spot in these areas. Let's see if Mason has anything to add.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I pulled up the wind shear product on my radar system, and because I want to see whether or not there's any changing of the winds and direction, specifically from ground up into upper levels of the atmosphere. And just to the southwest of Gray Court and near Lawrence, we are definitely seeing some of those globs of red on radar. Also, putting on the hail tracker, I want to show this again because I was showing this while Chad was talking, but I want to show it again. We're starting to see indications of hail show with all of these storms, really. Not too severe, but definitely could be around 0.5 inches in diameter, as you can see here on my Fast Track Max. So definitely indications that these storms are producing hail. But if we take a look at the velocity, though, because Chad was talking about those strong winds, if we take a look at the velocity, we can measure. We can do what's called a pixel query, and that's where we just take samples of the colors on here, and you can see we're looking at anywhere between 26 to 40 miles per hour, and that's just going outbound from the radar. Okay, so you gotta remember the radar is off to the northwest of this storm, so the winds are going away. Then you have the greens, which we don't have any on here right now, but the greens would indicate winds going towards the radar. But you can see here winds in excess of between 26 and 40 miles per hour. That's just strong right there. But
really quick, not to interrupt you, Mason. I just wanted to mention, and we'll jump it right back over to Mason. We have 2 new reports that just came in here. 2 miles southwest of Simpsonville in Greenville County, South Carolina. Social media reports tree down across Stenhouse Road. We also got another report 2 miles east of Taylor's in Greenville County, South Carolina. Wind damage social media picture of a tree down in Taylor. So again, this is the latest storm reports we have right now. Let's jump it right back over to Mason.
So we are seeing definitely a lot of damage going on across the area from these storms, and that just gives you an idea of how powerful these storms can be. I'm actually gonna put something on here that you don't typically see when we're doing coverage, but I'll show it here, and that is if they will load. I don't think they will. What I'm trying to show is the echo tops, because I want to keep in mind of how strong these storms can be sometimes. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to get them up, unfortunately. But if I put this on, this is called ZDR, and this is in other words what's called differential reflectivity. It's basically like the regular reflectivity, only that this scopes out parts of the thunderstorm that could be meteorologically related or could be debris. Okay, as you can see by the legend up here, and when you're seeing some of these pink shades right here, that's indicating where we're seeing some heavy rain and possibly some hail. And I know the National Weather Service was indicating that the storm was capable of producing petty-sized hail, and definitely we are definitely seeing that indication right there. This is near Interstate 26 to the east rather of Gray Court. So right here is where we could possibly see some hail. And also, do we have any flood advisories that have been coming out by chance? Like, does the National Weather Service have they been elaborating about like flooding issues with these storms as well?
Not at this point, no. But I do want to mention just one thing really quick. There is a concert that's supposed to happen in Clemson, South Carolina, where that severe thunderstorm warning is, just towards the top left of the screen, where country singers coming in. And just if viewers are currently watching right now, just want to mention the gates have been they've delayed the concert because of this severe thunderstorm warning, as the thunderstorm is starting to approach Clemson. So again, if you're a viewer waiting for the Morgan Wallen concert, just be aware that the Morgan Wallen concert has been delayed. There is a severe thunderstorm warning issued for that location for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We'll jump it right back over to Mason. I just wanted to mention that here.
Thank you, Beckett. Thank you. That is good to hear that we hear that the concert has been delayed. I'm actually going to go ahead and put a track on that cell to see exactly where it's going. And we'll take it off to the east at around 30 miles per hour and give you an idea there, if I can get the angle correct. There we go. So you can see Clemson around 4:44 p.m. So this storm, and it's moving not all that fast. It's moving slow, really, which is creating more damage, and it's also creating a flooding threat. In fact, I just had the rainfall amounts up, and I'll pop that back on. The 3-hour rainfall, and you see here not a whole lot, but rainfall definitely gonna be approaching around an inch as these storms continue to move over the same areas. In fact, up here around Morganton, right here just to the south between Interstate 40, right here, seeing already an inch, really. And this is rainfall in the past 3 hours, okay? But if we put on the rain rates, and this is how much rain is falling per hour, okay? You can see here we're starting to see some good readings showing up as well around Statesville, to the north of Moxville as well. Seeing around good 3.7, 3.4 inches with these storms, even some forests as well. And so that is going to be breaching that flash flood index as these storms continue at that rate.
Thank you, Mason. Just really quick, we got more reports here. I do apologize for interrupting you a lot, Mason, but we have one report that just came in here in Pickens County, 2 miles southeast of Liberty. Social media reports trees down along Highway 123 in the Liberty area, which you're starting to see here with all of these storms is those winds. And that was the main threat that we've been seeing the last couple of hours, is the strong and damaging winds. So we're probably going to see more and more reports as those storms move out of upstate South Carolina. in the western North Carolina mountains. We're probably going to see some more reports within the next 30 minutes. We also have a new special weather statement that has just been issued for West Central Mecklenburg, southeastern Cleveland, Gaston, northwestern York, and northeastern Cherokee counties till 4:45, located along the line extending from 7 miles south of Lincolnton to 8 miles northeast of Gaffney. Movement was east at 50 miles per hour. This is about winds of 40 miles per hour. Locations include Gastonia, Kings Mountain, Mount Holly, Belmont, Bessemer City, Clover, there it is, Dallas, Cramerton, and Lowell. So again, that's the latest information and updates that we have right now. Let's jump it right back over to Mason.
Thank you, Beckett. Starting to see a lot of those reports pop in. I just popped those storm reports on here, and these are the same reports that Beckett's been talking about. And a couple have popped up around, actually to the east of Morganton. We've got some thunderstorm wind damage reports here as well from like the 911 call center in Burke County, North Carolina. Couple reports of thunderstorm wind damages around Lowen Road. I pronounce it wrong. But yeah, we are seeing a lot of wind damage really. And the good vast majority of those reports around Greenville, Spartanburg area. And there's that one report that's 2 miles east of Taylor's that Beckett was talking about a little while back of a tree down in Taylor's. So we are seeing these reports popping up very, very quickly. But I would not be surprised if we end up starting to see reports of flooding, considering the fact that these storms have been over the same exact areas, really. So, Chad, I'm going to jump it over to you for a minute and see if you have anything, because I'm quite a talker. So.
You there, Chad? Okay. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you, bud.
You all good?
Yes.
It was lagging for a minute. Okay, there we go. Couldn't hear nothing. So yeah, no, I'm still looking here, and again, these are still moving southeast. I'm still monitoring right on my phone here. Still around 35 miles an hour. You still have that one line moving around 55 miles an hour. So I'm still seeing here to Mocksville. If we go up and you can see it playing anywhere from Mocksville, we're still looking at that ping pong ball size hail. This still goes until 4:45 p.m. 60 mile per hour wind gusts. And overall, the line itself, as we go to, if you can zoom into the Cherryville and Kingston area, if you can go to that particular cell. Yeah, that one there. Let's see. Yep. It's still severe warned. That goes for until 5 o'clock p.m. at 3:53. They're located along the line 13 miles south of Morganton to 4 miles south of Rutherford, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Locations in the Shelby area, Lincolnton, Forest City, Cherryville, Boiling Springs, North Carolina, Maiden, Bellwood, Lawndale, Patterson Springs, and Falston. You're still under that warning again until 5 o'clock p.m. So, as I was saying earlier, definitely until or after 5 o'clock, all these storms should definitely have moved from their current locations that are impacted right now. Again, primary concern, anywhere damaging straight line winds, well, really gusts, anywhere from 55 to 60 miles per hour. Some gusts could be 65 to 70 miles per hour with some storms. All right. They're all capable of the damaging wind risk. Again, anywhere from the Piedmont of North Carolina, northwestern Cabarrus County, southeastern Catawba County, northeastern Lincoln County, southern Iredell County, north central Mecklenburg County, and Rowan County, all in the Piedmont of North Carolina. You are under this severe thunderstorm warning. when I was talking about that really extends. No hail risk with this, just damaging winds anywhere from 60 miles an hour. But the other cells have a greater risk of producing some hail. I know I'm going all over the place with the storms, but I would say right now, about 5 active warnings. I'm not too concerned anywhere from Hickory, and again, this is in North Carolina, anywhere to the east of Hickory and to the east of Morganton is where the storms are. So if you're really in the Morganton area around there, you appear to be in the clear. But if y'all are anywhere east of there, that is where the storms appear to be hitting the hardest. And it's not really that storm, the line of storms I'm concerned about in the Cherryville site. It's really the ones north of there, the Moxville, Mooresville, the one where Salisbury's in, Cleveland, Sherrills Ford, Mooresville, Troutman, Statesville. It's that line. Yep, right where Mason has it. It's this portion that I'm really becoming concerned about. This one really appears to be intensifying, if you want to say. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts for the southern portion of that line. The northern portion is where we do have that risk for some hail. And it really has come together. So definitely anywhere, southeast of there, you're in the risk, for some of these storms. And a lot of these warnings, you both can agree with me. They popped up so fast, in such a short amount of time. But as we keep trying to state over and over, when you have a decent amount of instability like we do, storms, look at these warnings. Storms can just fire off of that instability. You have enough of that daytime heating. The ingredients are there for storms to turn severe. Think about the National Weather Service isn't just going out there, just writing off severe warnings just to do it. There's a reason why they do it, because these storms are, they're meeting that criteria for damaging winds, winds that could destroy property damage, stuff like that. There's a risk to these storms. And if you could pull up the radar velocity, if you don't, may you please, Mace, if you don't mind, we can really see, again, it's not really much of a tornado risk. Luckily, good news there. Or wait a minute. Let's go to the Moxville area. Zoom in there. Never mind. I didn't see that. That skipped my eye view. I do see a little bit. Okay, greens and reds. Greens moving toward the radar site. Reds moving away. What you see here are different colors opposing wind directions with height. All right, you have two colors, green and reds. We call this radar velocity. This gives you an indication of the potential spinning in the atmosphere. And looking at this, there is a small indication that is noticeable. And Beckett, this was the storm that I was concerned about, the Moxville. Remember I said that earlier? If y'all remember, I said that earlier. This is the one that I'm a little worried about. When they're isolated like that, these ones have that potential. And I see a little bit of differential wind directions here. And I'm looking on my end. Doesn't look too defined on my area. That's why I'm saying it's not too strong of rotation. I don't know if they're going to issue a warning. Do I highly doubt it for now? Yes. Could that change? Absolutely. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball in my hand. So, definitely anywhere east of the Moxville area, you want to watch this cell very closely. This is the one that is, that could be more on the intense side.
Just really quick, and then we'll come right back to it. Just really quick, I have some reports. We got a report 2 miles south of Harmony in Iredell County, trees down 200 block of Mount Pethel Road. Got another report in Drexel and Burke County. extensive tree damage on Powell Road and North Main Street in Drexel. Again, that's downtown Drexel. And they've also decided to cancel the severe thunderstorm warning for Alexander, Burke, Caldwell, Catawba, and Iredell. And they've also decided to cancel the severe thunderstorm warning for Greenville County and continue for Lawrence, Spartanburg, and Union until 4:45 p.m. Now, jumping back over to Chad.
Just wanted to unmute myself. So yes, for sure. It's just really these storms, they're kind of weird because it looks like they're strengthening and they're starting to weaken, and then they strengthen back up and they weaken, but there's just a lot of isolated cells, that are starting to form and becoming severe. I don't think this is going to be like a severe weather outbreak kind of thing. I don't believe it's to that level. It's nothing near that. If it were, we'd be seeing more of what we call mesoscale convective systems, MCSs, which are long or more, which are pretty intense squall lines, or what we call QLCSs, quasi-linear convective systems. Those are more, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but those are more long, extensive squall lines, tornado threat, QLCS tornadoes. We're not seeing none of that. So past that point, this is more of your standard severe weather risk, damaging winds, hail. It's just something we have to watch. I really can't say more than what's happening right now. I just got a new radar scan. Okay, Moxville. All right, yep, you're still under that warning. Okay, new radar scan. It's going right through the area of Moxville. You're in the thick of it right now, of this storm, pretty much. Yeah, it is moving east at 40 miles per hour. I think this was the one that was moving at 55 miles per hour. One of them was moving relatively quick. Southeast. Let me see. The severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Greenville County, going into South Carolina. Now I'm going back and forth. That one is canceled. Okay. For, crap. I just lost it. Let's see. There we go. For southeastern Greenville County, it's canceled. Storm which prompted the warning has moved out of the area. This one's moving southeast around 45 miles per hour. Okay, 60 mile per hour wind gust is a hazard for this particular cell. Radar velocity here. If you could pull that up, Mason, for the storm. If you could pull up the radar velocity for the storm in the Lawrence area in South Carolina, if you don't mind. I do see, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look... let me pull it up. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. It's okay. Not really much. It's just a lot of wind coming in when you see more of these solid colors. When they're not really next to each other, that doesn't mean rotation. That just means there's like wind, like almost an outflow of wind. So when you see more of these solid colors in and around the Lawrence area, you're just seeing a big outflow of wind trying to make its way through. 43 mile an hour wind. Still pretty decent. It says outgoing. You have winds inbound and outbound of the storm, but we only see outbound winds, which doesn't signify there's any rotation, because to have rotation, you have to have inbound and outbound winds. We don't have that. So we don't have that tornado risk, is what I'm trying to say. So, but the Moxville area, I don't know. I'm keeping my eye on that one. And I had a concern for this cell from the start. So,
And
I don't know.
Just really quick, we have two reports here. In Iredell County, 5 miles east northeast for that matter of Statesville, tree down across I-40, blocking both westbound lanes. So again, if you're traveling along I-40 in Statesville in Iredell County, the fire department and rescue is reporting trees down along I-40, blocking both westbound lanes. So expect huge traffic delays as they get those trees off along I-40 for that matter. You also have another special weather statement for Chester, northwestern Chester, western York, central Cherokee, and northern Union counties through 5 p.m. with winds of 50 miles per hour, which is just shy of that severe thunderstorm warning criteria. So I'll continue to monitor this behind the scenes. But again, this is out of all the biggest report that we have right here before I jump it right back over. Again, if you're traveling along I-40 on the westbound lanes and you're stuck in traffic, that is due to trees down along Iredell County and 5 miles east-northeast of Statesville. So again, you definitely want to make sure if you're traveling along that area or you're about to travel there, make sure you check your maps and see if you can go another route. Just avoid that area. Avoid all that most likely dead stop traffic. Just something to be aware about. Chad?
Yeah, pretty much. And it's, we're even getting, like Beckett said, reports of wind damage. So, you can see there's evidence of wind damage, from these storms. And like I said, more of a wind risk. And it is, risk to trees, property damage, stuff like that. We're seeing, we're Beckett's getting reports of wind damage, so, that's really the main risk here. Let's see here.
Really quick, while you do that, let's jump it over to Mason, because Mason has something, and then we'll jump it right back over to you, Chad.
Okay.
So, as Chad's been alluding to, this storm that's near the Mossville area, what I've done is I just turned on the terminal radar at the Charlotte airport, and it is definitely giving us a little bit more better of an indication of the velocity that Chad's been talking to you about. So this is, again, looking from the Charlottesville terminal Doppler radar at the airport. And so we got broad rotation, not necessarily tornadic, but broad rotation with the storm, as we definitely have the reds going away from the radar and the greens going towards the radar. Again, terminal radar out of Charlottesville area, the Charlotte area at the airport. And also, one other thing I was noticing was that I was getting a few hits on my wind shear tracker with this exact same storm of some shear going on with the winds turning with height. But it's not showing that now. Oh, well, it actually is. You can see here again where we're seeing some of these globs of red on radar. That's indicating where there's possible shear with the storm. So I wanted to make that clear as well, so that we are seeing some broad with this exact same storm. Beckett, it looks like we got another special weather statement that just came in from the National Weather Service.
That is correct. We have a new special weather statement that has just now been issued. Again, this is shy from severe thunderstorm warning criteria, which is 60-mile-per-hour winds. This has about 50-mile-per-hour winds for northwestern Cabarrus, southern Lincoln, Mecklenburg, which includes all of Charlotte. So again, this is headed in towards downtown Charlotte, Gaston, northern York, and northeastern Cherokee counties through 5 p.m. Located along the line extending from 9 miles northwest of Huntersville to 12 miles north of York. Movement was east at 55 miles per hour. This includes Gastonia, uptown Charlotte, Huntersville, Kannapolis, downtown Concord, York, central Charlotte, northeast Charlotte, southwest Charlotte, and northwest Charlotte. Again, this includes winds at 50 miles per hour. So if you're in the Charlotte area, which is the main population through the entire, if you were to count the what has the most population in the Highland weather viewing area, that would be Charlotte. So this is our main focus I'll be watching on behind the scenes here. If you're in downtown Charlotte, be prepared. A strong thunderstorm with lightning, with heavy rainfall, with winds of 50 miles per hour is heading into downtown Charlotte. So please make sure you seek shelter indoors until that storm is passed, especially with the lightning associated with it. So again, this is a line of storms. You'll probably see this big line of storms pushing its way through if you were to look outside, if you have a direct view. Again, if you have any reports, any pictures or anything like that, make sure you tag Highland Weather on social media. You can tag us on X at Highland WX, Facebook, Highland Weather TV, Instagram, Highland Weather TV. Or if you have a report, you can text us or you can call the new Highland Weather phone number here, which is, if you give me just a second, if you want to send a report. Again, we don't answer calls unless you leave a voicemail, or you can just directly text us. It is 828-662-2155, and you can send reports there. And if it's any big reports that we need to, and if there's any big reports, we'll send it directly to the National Weather Service. So again, if you have any reports, any pictures or videos, you can make sure you can call the number 828-662-2155, or just tag us on social media. So that's the latest information that I have right now here. Actually, we have one more report. Here, let me make sure. Yeah, new report here, 2 miles northwest of downtown Greenville. Trees down on Ashford Avenue area. Again, that's 2 miles northwest of downtown Greenville, in Greenville, South Carolina. Whoever wants to take over now, go right ahead.
There we go. I was muted again. So let me see here. Yeah. So we're gonna have to see, but the storm seemed like it's really starting to break up. I don't know on my end. Not really that northern part that I'm concerned about. It's more of the southern part. If you can zoom in, Mason, south of Hickory, that one, or the middle one there. Yep, right there. That's good. Right where you have it. You can see how it's kind of starting to fall apart. Like before, it was more well defined. Now it's kind of all over the place. I didn't really have high hopes with this one as far as it becoming more severe, but it's more of the northern extent of this that, again, I'm worried about. And Moxville, it is. You're right at the end of it. You have 5 minutes left in this warning until 4:45. So Colomie, Harmony, Moxville, Fork Church, Turnersburg, Olin, Woodleaf, Cool Springs, Advance, and Sheffield. You're in this for 5 more minutes. It's starting to leave your doorstep. It's working its way off to the east. So again, that northern portion is the one I'm concerned about. Severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for Lincolnton, Sherryville, Shelby, Lawndale, Boiling Springs, Patterson Springs, Fallston, Forest City, Aldo, Maiden, all those areas. Still until 5:00 p.m. So 20 minutes left to go, and it's even starting to leave your doorstep. And I don't really even see an extension on the eastern side moving east from that morning. I don't see an extension, so I don't know what's going to happen there. They may or may not extend it. I don't know. So I believe the worst part is starting to move away from you. And then we go to the south. We go even more south. Now this is into South Carolina in the Lawrence area. Okay. It has moved out of the Lawrence area. It has moved way off east. And like I said, 3 more minutes left to go. I don't even see an extension on this one so far right now. So doesn't mean it can't happen, but so far the existing warnings are still in effect. I haven't seen any eastward extensions there. So, I don't want to jinx and say maybe the storms are starting to weaken. Maybe they're not. All the National Weather Service is saying is the storms which have prompted the warnings, they've moved out of the area. So therefore, they're allowing it to be canceled at its designated time. Let me see. I want to see if I'm missing anything. So yeah, the Moxville one. A lot of these pretty much 3 minutes. We have that one expiring at 5:00. So we'll have to see. We'll just have to keep monitoring.
And really quick, and then I'll jump it right back over to Mason. We have a storm report here, 1 mile northwest of Clinton in Lawrence County, South Carolina. Tree down in the Clinton area. We also have a new special weather statement for winds of 50 miles per hour for east central Lawrence and southern Union counties till 5:15. For winds up to 50 miles per hour, 13 miles southwest of Union or 5 miles southwest of Rose Hill State Park. moving east at 35 miles per hour. This includes Clinton, Joanna, Carlisle, Rose Hill State Park, Cross Keys, Sedalia, Tuckertown, and Santuck. So again, that's the latest updated information that we have a new severe thunderstorm warning actually. Speaking of the devil, we got a severe thunderstorm warning that has just now been issued for Western Chester, southwestern York, south central Cherokee, and northeastern Union counties until 5:45 p.m. this evening. A severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles northeast of Union or 6 miles west of Lockhart, moving east at 35 miles per hour. This includes Union, Chester, Monarch Mill, Jonesville, Lockhart, McConnell's, Laurie's, Chester State Park, Leeds, and Cornwall. Again, this is packing about 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail associated with it. So again, watch out for the hail and watch out for the wind. We'll jump it right back over to Mason with the latest update.
There we go. I was muted. Okay, so I have a different version of the radar pulled up, and what I have is actually, I believe, Beckett, you've been using this one, this weather-wise. I did a split on the storm that we have the new severe thunderstorm warning for, and I wanted to show this because take a look at how high this storm is going, okay? It's hitting close. The tops of these storms is hitting around 20.4 feet in the atmosphere, 20.4 thousand feet in the atmosphere, and that's showing that the storm is climbing, okay? And the only reason why we're showing this one is because Live Fast Track Max doesn't have this exact tool, but I did want to show that, though, that it is going really high up in the atmosphere. If we go back to Live Fast Track Max, you see there's the new warning that Beckett was just talking about. That's the same one I was going to talk about as well, because I just saw that first. You see quarter-sized hail, 60 mile an hour winds, as Beckett said. This storm is packing. Not really seeing indications of rotation with that storm, though. But this is why we've got severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, though, because winds that are registering on the velocity scans are up over 50 miles an hour right now in some spots with this new warning that we have. You can see between 50 and 53 miles per hour. This is just going outbound from the radar. This is just to the east of the Jonesville area. So there's Jonesville off to the left-hand side of your screen. And you can see these winds are really high. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to get any damage reports out of this area coming soon. Further south, you can see warning right here that is in effect for the Lawrence area has been dropped. Now they have not renewed it, so that's good. Still could see some strong gusty winds, though. In fact, take a look at this one right here. Starting to get another area of strong winds. So I wonder if we might get a new warning issue for this, because that looks to be going up over 50. And then further back to the west, we still have this severe thunderstorm warning that includes the Clemson area. And this one not showing any rotation, but still showing some gusty winds between 28 and 34 miles per hour. And that's incoming to the radar. If we go back over to the reflectivity, you see that storm has weakened considerably, boys, compared to how it was a little bit ago. If I back it up and if I loop it, I'll put the regional radar on, maybe that'll help. Watch this loop. There's when the warning was issued. See how strong that was? And then it just fell apart. That gives you an idea that that this storm is moving into an air mass that's already been worked over, okay? Sure, there was a break, but now it's starting to move into an air mass where there's less energy. So I did want to make that point in mind, though. Going back up here, we still have a severe thunderstorm warning that includes the Huntersville area over towards Concord, Salisbury, Statesville, and Morrisville as well. And this one continues until 5 o'clock with penny-sized hail at 60 mile an hour winds being indicated on radar. Not seeing any signs of rotation, but let me put the Charlotte radar back on. Again, this is the terminal radar, so this is the closest to this storm. And not really seeing any indications of rotation like we were seeing before with the Moxville storm. So that is some good news. Again, we only show the terminal radar when the storm is the closest to it. All right, whereas compared to the National Weather Service radar, they're a little bit more farther away. So this radar site in Charlotte area is the closest to this one storm right here that's around the Morrisville area. If we go back over to the radar, you see there's that storm at a much more better view. And Beckett, wouldn't you say that using the Charlotte radar is a much more better way than using the National Weather Service radar when tracking storms up this way?
Yes.
That's what I figured. I don't really use the terminal radar, but I figured it was a good idea to pull this up. And you see how this storm is still intense. Right here, we're starting to get into those purples of the radar when we're seeing likely the heavy rain and possibly some hail coming down to the east of Davidson as well right now. Beckett, I'm gonna let you take over for a while, and I'm gonna take a look at Live Fast Track Max more. And apparently, we just got a new storm report, really, of Catawba County.
That is correct. So we have two new storm reports here from Iredell County. Tree and power lines down at the 1220th block. My mind has been on for about 3 hours, so I'm starting to feel it. Sharing School Road. We also have another report in Catawba County, 4 miles northeast of Claremont. Multiple power outages from fallen trees in northeast of Catawba County in the vicinity of Oxford School Road and Rock Barn Road. We also have another special weather statement that has just now been issued. With that same storm that Mason was mentioning that has been weakening, they've decided to issue a special weather statement instead for strong thunderstorm near Clemson and near Pendleton, for north central Anderson, southern Pickens, and east central Oconee counties through 5:15. This includes Clemson, Anderson, Central, North Lake, Pendleton, Norris, Powdersville, Liberty, and Sandy Springs. I'm actively here working to see if we can get a live stream on a secondary source. So, Chad, would you like to take over for a second?
Sure. So, so I'm watching the warning, and this is for the upstate, again, of South Carolina. There's one that I'm looking at. Union, Chester, Monarch Hill, when we were just looking at Jonesville, Lockhart, McConnell's, Lower East, Chester State Park, Leeds, and Cornwell. You're under this severe thunderstorm warning until 5:45 p.m. It is moving east at 35 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this storm, and they are saying quarter-size hail. In and around the Union area, I'm seeing it looks like there may be some indications of some hail, some darker spots. So it may be trying to hail in the Union area, as you can see, indicative by that darker color there. It looks like there might be some hail, I would say, maybe trying to fall to the ground. I wouldn't be surprised, but nonetheless, these storms are moving east, all right, all of it moving eastward. The only active warnings that we have now are just really these two that I'm monitoring. You go farther north, this one in North Carolina, the one in Mocksville, that one there, it's no longer severe warned. That's good news. The other one we're watching is like China Grove, Kannapolis, Mooresville, Troutman, Statesville, again until 5 o'clock. So 8 more minutes with that cell. Again, I'm looking down, looking at it on my phone here as Mason is guiding me. And this is really the new one that is, it looks like, yep, that is moving eastward. Storm relative velocity, not really showing much, more of, again, damaging winds. And these cells are isolated too. So, really packing the punch, if you will. So definitely in the Lockhart area, get ready. I would for sure say fierce winds on your doorstep with these storms. And I'm sure Beckett will be getting reports in or seeing stuff, and he'll let us know. So we'll see. I won't be surprised if there's some hail.
Yeah, and there's been just a report here. Thunderstorm wind damage 1 mile west of Walhalla in Oconee County. Trees down on power lines in the Walhalla area. So again, that is something out of all relatively, again, concerning because we have so many wind reports at this time. Mason here has a update here with a live hail scan. Mason, would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, so this is a product. It's called Virtual Integrated Liquid, but it's basically my hail core tracker. And basically, it shows where the hail may be coming down within a thunderstorm. So, as Chad was alluding to, there could be some indications of hail around the Union area. In fact, this is a definite indication that there is more likely hail storm. There's a more thunderstorm wind damage. Was like, yeah. But yeah, this is a definite indication. As you see here, these reds right here, is indicating a definite indication that there is hail with the storm. As we compare it to the the hail tracker. This is the hail tracker itself. You can see just under an inch in diameter, this thunderstorm is producing hail. And then this is another product. This is another hail product I use. This is called the Hail Intensity Tracker. And basically it shows whether with a large hail and the giant hail maybe as compared to where the small and where there may be no hail located. So where you're seeing some of these blues and these lighter blues, that's indicating where we may be seeing some medium-sized hail. But if we start seeing some greens pop up and we start getting readings above a 3, then that means we definitely have large hail with the storm. Not seeing any green shades at this moment, just some blues and some light blues. So that may be some penny to maybe dime-sized hail with the storm, but definitely got a hit on the hail core tracker, which is what this is. And again, another way we can tell if there's hail with the storm is by looking at this product. It's again called differential reflectivity, so different side of the reflectivity that you guys are used to. And you can see near Union, not getting a whole lot of readings, but you can see up here to the northeast of Union, we're looking at some really bright pinks and some whites as well, right in here. So that's definitely indicating where there may be some heavy rain and some hail within the storm. So we'll have to watch that really closely. So I'll go ahead and jump it back over to Chad now. But yeah, I wanted to show that hail core tracker because I thought it was a unique product to pull up.
Really quick before I jump it over to Chad, we have a quick update here. If anyone is waiting for this concert to happen in Clemson, South Carolina, we have a little bit of an update here. Just wanted to mention they don't have an estimated time of when the gates will open because of this continuing severe thunderstorm warning towards Clemson. The storm, that one, towards Clemson. They say remain sheltered either in your vehicle or at one of our shelter locations that they have listed here. Please seek shelter and stay tuned for more updates. So again, because of the warning, there's not been a set time until this concert will have its gates open. So I'll continue to update you, continue to watch this, and provide the latest updates here. When more information becomes available, we'll jump it right back over to Chad.
So I do want to say that one for Union going into South Carolina. Yep, right there. You can see now how it's starting to merge together into a line segment. Before, we really didn't have that. It was more isolated. Now it's merging into a line segment. 65. Ooh, yeah, that's 65. Outgoing 57. Yep, that's severe criteria right there. Outgoing winds. Yep. Anywhere 57, 65 miles an hour. That is definitely severe criteria. Winds. So yeah, definitely in these areas. This could be almost like microburst activity, maybe with hail trying to reach the ground and winds. Again, it's still continuing to move east at 35 miles per hour. And is that the hail track? Yeah, okay. So yeah, Union, Chester, Monarch Hill, Jonesville, Lockhart, McConnell's, Lowry's, Chester State Park, Leeds, and Cornwell. Yep, you're in this. Weather Service says safely if you see hail, damaging winds, report it to them via their toll-free number. Yeah, I mean, this is, so far it's pretty strong. It's the northern extension of this line. It's, definitely some indications of some hail falling to the ground with some pretty strong straight line winds. I mean, that one outbound showing about 65 miles an hour, that's definitely, you figure you take hurricane force winds, that's about 74. So you figure 9 miles over, that'll be about hurricane force, so that's how close we are there. So, just give you a realistic idea, they're pretty strong winds, 57, 65, it's, yeah, so directly right around the Union area, north of Lockhart, anywhere in this warning, definitely destructive winds. I'm sure Beckett will be getting some reports in within this portion of the line that is remaining still at severe criteria. So we're looking at 5:45, so we still have 45 minutes to go. Moving north here, Mooresville, China Grove, not looking at much. Still some pretty strong winds here, not as defined, if you want to say, as before. So we're really now turning our heads to the southern point, which is where we're seeing those indications of hail, damaging winds. As far as Clemson is concerned, and with the concert and stuff, yeah, there isn't a time that has been released, but it's starting to move out of your area, which is good. So we'll still have to most likely wait a bit on that. And yeah, we'll have to see what goes on. We'll give you more information.
Alrighty, we'll jump it over to Mason as Mason has an update here.
So, yeah, I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update here. The two severe thunderstorm warning things, the one that includes the Clemson area, has now been dropped. That 5 o'clock at the top of the hour now has been dropped, as well as the one up here for Morrisville, that's been dropped as well. So now we're just dealing with this one right here. And what I was showing earlier, these are actually rainfall rates. Just a little bit ago, these are rainfall rates per hour, because I'm just wanting to show how much rain is falling per hour. And you see here, just north of where the warning is, we're getting some 5.6 inches of rain per hour, and already some 5.2. So that's putting down a lot of rain really fast. If you look at 12-hour rainfall, not a whole lot has changed, but still, these storms have been moving over the same exact areas where the first ones have been. So not a question that these could be starting to breach that flash flood index. So yeah. Beckett, we do have also another special weather statement that is for Gaston and Mecklenburg counties in North Carolina, as well as Cherokee and York counties in South Carolina until 5:30. And also, looks like we got a thunderstorm wind damage report out of Walhalla, and South Carolina utility company reports trees down on power lines in the Walhalla area.
That is correct. And again, the special weather statement Mason was mentioning has about 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts associated with that. So that special weather statement includes Gastonia, Rock Hill, Uptown Charlotte, York, Central Charlotte, Northeast Charlotte, Southwest Charlotte, Northwest Charlotte, Mount Holly, and Belmont. So again, that's the latest updated on the special weather statement. Jumping right back over to Mason. You want to take over, or do you want me to continue to talk?
You can take over for a while. I think I've said enough, really, because it looks like we just got these two storms to deal with for right now. This one though, I'm very concerned about though. It looks like it's getting really even more intense. Really, um, I don't know. Let me see here if I can put another. I could split the storm on the other store. Um, Beckett, you go ahead and talk for a while, and then I'll see if I'm going to see if I can split that storm.
All right, well, Mason does that. So the storm that we're continuing to be on live for at this time, let me get it over here in just a minute. We have so many notifications on this screen, and it's taking me a second to actually find it. So again, we have the severe thunderstorm warning. This is in effect until 5:45 p.m. This evening, which includes Union, Chester, Monarch Mill, Jonesville, Lockhart, McConnell, Lorby, Chester State Park, Leeds, and Cornwall. This includes Western Chester, Southwestern York, South Central Cherokee, and Northeastern Union counties. So again, that's the only warning that we have right now. We have about 3 special weather statements at this time. One for Gastonia, Rock Hill, Uptown Charlotte, York, Central Charlotte, Northeast Charlotte, Southwest Charlotte, Northwest Charlotte, Mount Holly, and Belmont for winds up to 50 miles per hour. We got another special weather statement for North Central Anderson, Southern Pickens, and East Central Oconee counties for winds up to 50 miles per hour, including Clemson, Anderson, Central, North Lake, Pendleton, Norris, Powdersville, Liberty, and Sandy Springs. We also have another special weather statement for Clinton, Joanna, Carlisle, Rose Hill State Park, Cross Keys, Sedalia, Tuckertown, and Zantuc. That special weather statement expires at 5:15. 5:15 for Greater Oconee, Anderson, and Greater Pickens. And the special weather statement for Gaston, Mecklenburg, York, and Chester is going to expire at 5:30. So I'm curious to see what they'll do about this severe thunderstorm warning for let's see here, Western Chester, Southwestern York, South Central Cherokee, and Northeastern Union counties. That's until 5:45 p.m. this evening. Let's go ahead and jump it right back over to Mason.
Okay, thank you, Beckett. So as I said, I would split the storm for us, and you can see here is a very tall storm. We're looking at, you can see here where the tops of the storms are hitting almost around 32,000 feet in the atmosphere, and that is a very, very strong storm. If you think about it, really, if I zoom in a little bit closer, you can see where all these pink shadings are. That is where the hail is. So definitely looking at the potential for some hail to develop with this storm. Also, hold on. We've got another couple of other things coming out of the National Weather Service. Looks like another one for Rowan County and Cabarrus County until 5:30. That special weather statement right now, right there. Here you go. You can see we're getting a live update from the radar. You can see how quickly it scans the skies, really, as we are continuing to watch it. So yeah, Beckett, is that the same special weather statement, or is that a new one?
So this is a new special weather statement that's just now been issued for, let me load it up here, Northern Cabarrus and Southern Rowan counties through 5:30 p.m. for winds of 50 to 55 miles per hour possible towards Kannapolis. For Kannapolis, downtown Concord, China Grove, Landis, Enochville, Rockwell, Mount Pleasant, Coal Creek Reservoir, Faith, and West Concord for winds 50 to 55 miles per hour. So I'm curious to see if they'll issue it as a severe thunderstorm warning if this storm does decide to strengthen. But again, this is a separate special weather statement here in effect until 5:30 p.m. this evening.
Okay, thank you. But I wanted to show this as well because Chad's been all over this storm around Lockhart and Union with the strong winds. And look at this right here. The bottom one, it was showing earlier around 65 miles per hour. Now we're hitting up around 66, and we just got an update from the radar. There we go. Chad, you may want to see this.
Yes.
We
Yep. I'm looking directly. Yes.
on our winds with the storm, so that is approaching that considerable criteria. As I want to see if okay, they haven't put the damage threat down yet, but I imagine they will very soon. Yeah, looking at between 60 and 70-mile-an-hour winds with the storm right now. That is enough to cause power outages and take down trees. Okay, so if you are southeast of Lockhart right now, I would say hunker down. Okay, because you never know when that tree in your front or backyard could come down onto the house. Okay, I want to pop this on. Even though we're not dealing with tornadoes, I still want to pop this on here and see if we're dealing with any debris that may have been lofted, not from tornadoes, but from downbursts, really. Because a lot of times when you get downbursts come out from thunderstorms, they can kick up a little bit of debris. I want to see that. And so it looks like when we have the 70-mile-an-hour winds occurring with the storm, we do have a little bit of debris that's showing.
And just real quick, jumping right back over, we have a new report. Several trees down on utility equipment in the Forest City area in Rutherford County, North Carolina. So we're getting constant reports of wind damage. And like Mason said, I would not be surprised if there's and Chad said it too, if there's any reports that come out within the next 30 minutes of damage from the storm, especially if it's reaching about 70 miles per hour, which you can see on the radar on the screen, how strong these winds are getting.
Exactly. There is that 70 right there. We're also seeing some 50s right here. This is the east of Lockhart. So we're definitely seeing these storms truck right along and producing damage. They're taking their good old time, really. And there's that storm report that just came out of North Carolina. Popping it back over to the radar, Lockhart, you need to be hunkering down because it looks like this storm's right on the top of you. There's likely some hail going on right now and possibly some frequent cloud-to-ground lightning with the storm as well. And lightning, for those of you that don't know, lightning is a very good indicator of how strong a storm is because the more updrafts you get with a thunderstorm, the more lightning you'll get, and that'll also indicate the hail, if whether or not the hail threat is increasing. Okay, so because hail is caused by updrafts. Okay, and that's why we have the hail threat. We got to do some special weather statement, and this is actually for our Georgia counties. So let's go ahead and see that right here. Okay, this is for Rabun, and yeah, it includes 2 of our Georgia counties as well as you know what, Megan, I'll let you take it from here because I cannot pronounce the counties worth of crap.
So this new special weather statement here. I also have a new report, so we'll get to that in just a moment. A special weather statement for northeastern Habersham, southwestern Rabun, and west central Oconee counties through 5:45 p.m. The storm was located 6 miles southwest of Clayton or near Lakemont, moving east at 30 miles per hour with hazards of winds of up to 50 miles per hour. Locations include Clayton, Tiger, Tallulah Falls, Lake Rabun, Lake Burton, Lakemont, Tallulah Gorge State Park, Long Creek, Seed Lake, and Turnerville. We also got a new report that includes winds of 50 miles per hour, so it's really shy from hitting that severe thunderstorm warning criteria. Again, we also have a new report that came in, trees down on utility equipment in Cleveland County, 2 miles northeast of Lattimore. So again, we're still getting constant reports of power outages, and that power outages, the number of power outages in North and South Carolina is just going to go up through the next couple of hours because of all these storms, especially when it reaches out of the viewing area into the North Carolina central portion of North Carolina. So again, that's out of all relatively concerning here at this point. And again, like we mentioned before, the main severe thunderstorm warning that we're still continuing to be live for, it is showing winds of up to 70 miles per hour. We got hail associated with it. So Lockhart, even towards Chester, I would probably say please make sure you are seeking shelter indoors until this, or actually towards McConnell's and Rock Hill. Make sure you are seeking shelter indoors until the storm has passed, which the strong, the damaging winds these storms are associated with, and the hail. Hail isn't as significant as the winds, but out of all, just really, really something to be concerned about, something we're concerned about here at the studio. And we'll continue to provide you updates here. And we also, just really quick, we have a new airport weather warning for the Charlotte Douglas Airport for cloud to ground lightning within 5 miles of the airport. So I'm going to go ahead and jump it over to Mason here, because Mason has a huge update while I look for webcams around that location. Mason?
Yeah. Okay, go for it, Beckett. But yeah, you can see here we are getting hits like crazy on the velocity with the storm near Lockhart. This is probably, out of all the storms that we've seen this afternoon, this is probably the strongest storm right now, as we are getting hits on the velocity right now of up over 94 miles per hour. And again, this is indicating winds more within a thunderstorm, okay? So this is not necessarily at the ground, but some of those winds could mix down to the ground though, and like cause some damage. But yeah, we are getting huge hits on the velocity right now, but even at over 101 miles per hour. Again, some of these winds could be upwards in the storm, like high up in the storm, so like not necessarily at the ground, okay? Because if we go over the storm relative velocity, which shows winds containing more inside the storm rather than at the ground, you can see we're dealing with storm relative velocities of between 76 and 83 miles per hour. So I think what we're seeing here is winds maybe mixed down to the ground a little bit, but not significant really. But we are seeing that 94 and that 101 going outbound from the radar, and that is a huge wind right there. I know Chad's probably going a little crazy inside of his head seeing that.
It's just, it's, I'm watching it too on my phone, right on my app. I just got sitting here and I'm watching it, and it just looks like it's just exploding. I mean, look at the winds. I'm just, wow. I don't know what to say. The winds are just crazy. And I'm looking right at the velocity scan, and you can see, just like I said, you get that one solid color and you get a strong outflow of wind, in fact. And yeah, so you can see that real bright yellow color there in the middle. That's where those very, very 190, 70 mile an hour winds are coming from, and definitely a hail core right in this. And Lockhart, you're going to be out of it soon, but the worst of it has moved off to your east. So I do want to say 28 more minutes on the severe thunderstorm warning. I don't want to share anything on my monitor just because of it lagging a lot. So I'm just explaining from my phone. So I'd say Lowry's, McDonald's, those areas you're going to be next.
Okay. Really quick, I hate to interrupt, but they've updated the severe thunderstorm warning, and it has a considerable tag with it. 70 mile an hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail are now associated with this. So this includes Chester, Lockhart, and I'm looking for cameras here. Chester, Lockhart, McConnell's, Laurie's, Chester State Park, Leeds, Cornwall, and Bullock Creek. Again, this is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning located near Chester, moving east at 35 miles per hour for 70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. You want to make sure you are seeking shelter indoors until the storm has passed. You want to treat it as if a tornado warning was issued. Again, there's no tornado warning, there's no rotation within it, but you want to act like there's a tornado warning because of that extensive, strong and damaging winds that we're having. Again, the locations include Chester, Lockhart, McConnell's, Laurie's, Chester State Park, Leeds, Cornwall, and Bullock Creek. We'll jump it right back over to Chad here, and let me go ahead and look for cameras, see if we can get a live camera along this interstate here to get a direct view.
Yes, absolutely, Beckett. I mean, I know. Once I again first saw this, I saw that and I'm like, well, okay, it looks like the hail part sort of dissipated. That's not too bad. It's becoming more of a wind damage risk at this point. And by the way, this is really the only warning that we have right now, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, just to make that clear. Right? Yep. So, and yeah, 70-mile-an-hour winds. And like I said earlier, the Weather Service, anywhere from 70 miles an hour, I told you, they consider that a destructive winds and considerable tag. And sure enough, that's what they did. So, right on the warning, clear as day here. Located near Chester at 5:15 p.m. A severe storm was located near Chester, still moving east at its same speed, 35 miles an hour. Could you pull up a velocity scan, Mason, if you don't mind? I know I hate to have you do all this. I'm sorry. So it's, I mean, you can really see like that bright color there. That's not rotation. You get that nice, bright, solid yellow, red, pinkish look. That is where those strongest winds are. And that's what I said. You have that one solid color. You're not dealing with rotation, outbound and inbound winds. You're dealing with outbound winds. These are winds going, outside of the thunderstorm itself. Before the storm really is even over top of you, you're getting hit with this surge of this outflow, these outflow boundary winds coming out. That's what that means when you see outgoing. Those are the winds outside of the storm accelerating that are just hitting you in the face right outside of the storm. That's what this means. Look, 101 miles an hour, 70.8 miles an hour, 101.6. You're talking over hurricane force winds, that you're dealing with. This is,
Chad, I hate to interrupt, but we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning
okay.
for Abbeville, Anderson, and Greenville, and Lawrence counties in South Carolina, right over here. And that is until 6:15 this evening. If I go ahead and put the radar back on, is for, there you go, right there. It doesn't look like the storm. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna go across the border of the warning right here. But yeah, new severe thunderstorm warning for Abbeville, Anderson, Greenville, and Lawrence counties until 6:15. It was like 60 mile an hour winds.
Mm-hmm.
As well as 1-inch diameter hail. That's quarter-sized hail possible with this storm. Let me go ahead and pull the locations up here. It looks like severe thunderstorm was located 5 miles east of Anderson or near Bitmore Park, moving east at 25 miles per hour, so not moving all that fast. So Anderson, Belton, Honapath, Donalds. If you're in any of these areas right here, you need to be moving indoors right now. But if you know anyone that's in those areas, you may want to give them a call and let them know in case they're not paying attention. All right, Chad, go ahead.
Okay. No, you're fine for sure. I'm glad you mentioned that. Okay. Okay. Yep. That just popped up on my radar scope. Yep. I see that warning now. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So it's okay. Yep. Until 6:15 p.m. Moving east 25 miles per hour. And so far, it's kind of small. We'll have to see what happens with this. But with this newly issued warning, Anderson, Belton, Honia Path, Donalds, Princeton, Broadway Lake, Hickory Tavern, Shoals Junction, Ware Shoals, and Homeland Park, you're under this warning again until 6:15 p.m. Watch out for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. All right. Nonetheless, away from that, looking way off to our east at the storm with Chester, Lowry's, McDonald's, Lockhart, could we pull up some wind speeds, possibly some outbound winds, if you could throw that up there. Okay, 70.8, 63. Are we still in that 90 range? I want to see if we still have those very, those nasty winds. If you could maybe.
The radar, and then we'll see about that.
Okay. Yeah,
I believe we just got a new update. I may have to power cycle the radar, so just give me a little bit here. So you may notice a flicker or flash on your screen a little bit. Um,
Oh, WS. Okay. It's the yeah, it's that southern part of that I'm seeing. Um, okay. The severe thunderstorm warning for south central Cherokee and northeastern Union counties is canceled. It's canceled. Just like I said, I knew it would, and it's still moving east. Now, it was located near Chester, moving east at 35 miles per hour. So now Chester, Lockhart, McDonald's, Lowry's, Chester State Park, Leeds, Cornwall, and Bullock Creek. Y'all are in this severe storm. All right, Chester and York counties. Chester and York.
and Chad, you were wondering about those winds. Looks like they're down now 60
Yeah,
miles
let's see.
an hour.
Okay, it doesn't look as bad, if you want to say. I don't know. In that real thick, solid color, that the outflow, it seemed like, has started to decrease in terms of the winds. The outflow would reduce. That's what we want. We don't want any wind damage. We want these storms to subside as far as severity is concerned. And again, this is really the active warning on that so-called line, that's trying to form. It's just, it's today's severe weather risk across this area. It's very weird because we're getting warnings they're hit or miss. They're coming and going. You know what I mean? At a very fast rate. I would say Lowry's, this is right over your doorstep, if you will. I do want to say, if you look, there's a bit of an appendage to the north of Lowry's. If you see there's a little bit of inflow, possibly maybe trying to develop there. I don't know. It's just something I've kind of noticed. We look for those little donut sort of holes that you see. When it comes to identifying a tornado, you look for donut holes, hooking signatures, or backwards an arrow going inside the storm, which indicates what we call inflow. You got winds going inside the thunderstorm, winds wrapping around the thunderstorm to produce a bit of a circulation. And you can see, in fact, we do have a little bit of maybe, I would say, right, maybe a bit of a little of a signature there. Not well defined, but I feel like there could be a chance where there could be a quick spin up. Not trying to scare anyone. I saw that little bit of appendage there. The inflow going inside the storm. The storm may be trying to circulate. It may be trying to wrap around. So that's something have to.
The National Weather Service and Columbia, which is the extension of where this warning is being put in, which I believe. So again, I just need to be aware myself. We don't cover this county, but we're just going to go ahead and mention it because it's the same location here.
Okay.
Just the same storm, and then we'll jump it right back over to Chad. But again, they're wanting to say winds about 50 miles per hour. From Carowinds to the Chester State Park, movement was east at 35 miles per hour. So they're just wanting to issue this a special weather statement. Again, this is outside of the viewing area, so even if it were to be warned, we don't have to go live for it at all whatsoever. Once this reaches Lancaster County, but I just found it interesting that they issued it as a special weather statement instead of an extension severe thunderstorm warning. So they're expecting it to weaken as it leaves the viewing area at this point.
Okay, I see. Okay, yeah. Which is all good news, and I could tell those winds didn't seem as bad as far as the outflow signature was concerned. Let me see here. Okay, they're still showing the same thing, but I don't know. I'm looking storm outlet velocity. Okay, it's kind of not looking as defined. I'm not sure. Also, that and maybe let's go back to that cell, Mason. Yeah, perfect. If you look to the bottom there of the cell, you kind of that little a little to the bottom there, right where that little yellow is, kind of. Yeah, right there. Yep. You kind of see that little like piece kind of just kind of staying like sort of hanging off, if you will. I want to watch that to see if there's going to be any wrapping around. I don't know. I'm looking at these little.
I think what this might be is that some of those winds that we can see some of this happen sometimes where the winds on the southerly edge, they'll come around on the backside and they'll pick up a little bit of rain. That's probably what we're seeing, this little detached dot right here. That's yellow. Because although my velocities are not wanting to work right now, but there we go. This is level 3 velocity. So you can see here, not seeing anything as terms of rotation at all. So I think what that is just a little bit of rain being kicked up on the southern edge. Because there's a new update right there from Live Fast Track Max. And now this is Chester. If you live in Chester, you need to be like in your safe spot right now. This storm has a history of 70-mile-an-hour winds. In fact, we still have that considerable tag with this storm.
And I also have a webcam, a CDOT webcam I'm currently monitoring. We sadly have no cameras directly in Chester. So right outside of Richburg, which is where the graphic, there it is, towards Richburg, we have a camera there along I-77. So I'm continuing to monitor that. And whenever we have something on there, I'm going to jump it over to that live stream. But right now, it's nice and calm. Let me go ahead and jump it right back over to Mason.
Okay. Yeah, keep an eye on that camera, Becca, because we don't want to miss anything if we all of a sudden start getting some very strong winds. Because like I said, we've been seeing 70-mile-an-hour winds with this storm and some quarter-sized hail as well. And if I do a pixel query again, you see the winds, they're jumping back. But, if you look at here, the winds right now, they're slowing down, really. They're not as strong as they were before. But you can see here still some good 50 readings, some 54, 52, and 59 readings between Lowry's and Chester right now, and this is going to be heading towards the Richburg area. So let me actually get a track on this storm and see what time I can get close. Just bear with me 1 second here.
Really quick, while Mason does that, we have a new special weather statement that's been issued for Cabarrus County for 50-mile-per-hour winds, Cabarrus, southeastern Mecklenburg, and northwestern Union counties through 6 p.m. for 50-mile-per-hour winds for South Charlotte, East Charlotte, Matthews, Minto, Indian Trail, Weddington, Stallings, Harrisburg, West Chapel, and Lake Park. And we also have a new special weather statement that's also just now been issued for South Central Mecklenburg, Southwestern Union, Northeastern Chester, and Southeastern York counties till 6 p.m. For 50-mile-per-hour winds for Rock Hill, Fort Mill, Pineville, Tega Cay, Waxhaw, Leslie, Marvin, Catawba, Carowinds, and Southwest Charlotte. We also have a new report coming in here, and I'll jump it right back over to Mason. Amateur radio 1 mile northeast of Union in Union County, the latest report that we have right now, numerous trees and power lines down across both the city and the county of Union. So again, that's the latest update that we have at 4:48 p.m. is when it was reported. Let me jump back over to Mason with the latest storm timing.
Good to hear, Becca. Yeah, that is. We're continuing to get reports. Anyway, I got the new the latest storm track on this storm. You see Richburg around 6:06 p.m. You have to understand with tracking things. These are estimated times of arrivals. Okay, so but yeah, Richburg 6:06 p.m. is when the storm is expected to reach your area. I want to pop the VDR back up again. I want to take a look at that and see if there's some any indication. There we go, right there. And Chad, you may want to see this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at this. This is again, differential reflectivity, and we only show this when we're trying to scope out the storm. But you can see where we have those whites right there. That may be where the strongest part of the storm is, exactly right there. And this is to the east of Lowry's, into the northeast of Chester. This is moving towards Interstate 77 right now. So right in this area could be some heavy rain and some hail as well. And this is another product right here that I don't typically show, but I'll show anyway. This is a specific differential phase. This basically shows where the heaviest rain is falling. Okay, so besides just looking at the reflectivity, we can also look at this and see where the heaviest rain is. Where you see some of these greens right here, that's where the heaviest spots of rain are right now.
Right.
So if I am saying that correct.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And
Chad,
I'll be right back. I need to grab a computer charger. I'll let you guys both take over for a second.
Okay.
all right. Yeah. Do you have one?
Yeah. I hope where the Chester area is, I hope there's not going to be a wraparound where there's going to be something trying to form around there. I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. Why? I just feel like there might be like hooking or something trying to form there. I got my phone. That's why I keep looking down, because I'm looking at my phone and looking at the screen. I don't know. I
I'm not seeing any debris signatures at all.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'm overlooking it. So okay.
You have to understand sometimes, folks, when you're looking at radar, you see these little notches every once in a while within the thunderstorm. Those are what's called line echo waves, okay? And we can possibly see any spot of anyone that's trying to create a little bit of rotation, not seeing anything like that right now as we look at the velocity. Not seeing anything like that, just some very strong winds. But yeah, each of these little notches along the leading edge of the storm, those are again what's called line echo waves, okay? Just little notches that we get within the thunderstorm, little inflows, not necessarily tornadic, although that can happen sometimes.
Line echo waves?
Yeah, line echo waves. Basically, you typically see them when you have like a squall line of storms move through like this. You can see here as it stretches from Kannapolis all the way back down to Chester, you see these notches back in here. Those are line echo waves.
Okay, interesting.
Yep. We also still have this little guy over here. We still have the Stephen Thunderstorm waiting for.
Yeah.
And this one has grown in size right here. This continues until 6:15, and this is again for Lawrence, Greenville, Anderson, and Abbeville counties in South Carolina. For this storm that you see right here, now moving over the top of Belton, right here to the east of Anderson, heading towards Hunapap, if I can say that right.
Mm-hmm.
This one right here, not seeing anything alarming at all. That's some good news. But if we put the hail tracker on, because these storms have been showing some signs of hail. There you go. We're seeing some indications, some minor indications of hail around Anderson. But I did notice back here, though, look at this, Chad, around Union. Look at that. That is some impressive size indications of hail. So, yeah. One more thing I want to look at. The hail core tracker. It looks like we do have a little bit of a hail core trying to develop with this storm right here over towards Anderson right here. Again, this product shows where the hail core may be located within the thunderstorm. So whereas the hail tracker shows you where the hail is falling, this one shows you where the hail core may be located, okay? So yeah. So you can see here, we're hitting those oranges right here. If I zoom in really close, you can see those deep oranges right there. But if we hit the red, that means we're definitely dealing with hail, without a doubt. And again, that's called the hail core tracker. Going back over the live fast track max Doppler radar, if I can get that up, there we go. We're still watching these storms. We're watching this one over here. This one we did have a special weather statement for, but this looks like it's weakening more. Looking Still could have some gusty winds and some heavy rain as well, but not seeing anything severe with this one over towards our Georgia counties. But the main focus is this big guy right here, over towards Rock Hill, McConnell's, Lowry's, and Chester. This one right here has been the biggest eye opener right here.
And sadly, I've been trying to look around, see if we can find a webcam between Richburg and Rock Hill. Sadly, we've not been able to. So it's just to the west of Richburg, just a little bit. So it's not in the direct path of where the worst part is. But at least we're going to have, hopefully, we'll see some sort of visual from the storm.
That one isn't looking as bad as it did in the beginning.
Right.
It's really not.
Right.
Otherwise, that one towards the Anderson one, Belton, Honia Path, Donald's, Princeton, Broadway Lake, Hickory Tavern, Shoals Junction, Ware Shoals, and Homeland Park. You're still under that warning, trying to form a line until 6:15 p.m. Trying to form a bit of an outflow there. And looks like you got a traffic cam.
So I wanted to just pop this up really quick here. We can see how strong the wind is before the initial arrival of the storm. You can see it's so strong that the camera is pushing back and forth. Trying to see you can see the trees. I mean, that would probably be about 15, 20 mile per hour winds or so,
oh yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, so that is just the outside. I can't tell if they're moving it or it's actually the wind that's just moving the camera.
Right.
It's either one of those. I mean, how strong the winds are blowing, it could be that. But again, no matter what, we're seeing some strong winds associated before the initial arrival of the storm. I'm curious to see here what we'll see on this camera. I'll continue to monitor this. We'll jump it right back over to Mason's radar. And then once we see the arrival, this is not going to be where the worst part of the storm was the worst part of the storm is. But at least we're going to see part of that severe thunderstorm warning push its way through on this camera. So once that happens, we'll show it here. And according to Mason, it should arrive within the next 15, 20 minutes or so. And then we'll be able to show you it here.
Okay. So yeah, so that's the current one I'm looking at too. And let me see, they still have considerable wind damage risk there. And this still goes until 5 more minutes left on this morning here until it's over the area.
And these winds are on the camera are seriously starting to pick up here. Let's see. Let's jump it back. You could see just by the trees just how strong these winds are. And this is again before the storm. That's approaching 20, 25 miles per hour just by the looks of it. I mean, this is not official information yet, but you can just see how strong these winds are. And before the storm moves through, I wish we had an overall view of it, but you can see it's strong enough. It is shaking the camera. I just by looking at it over the past couple of minutes, it looks like the winds are strong enough. It's moving it away, moving it towards the right. But I guess it has an automated system that moves it back to towards the left, which would be my guess, because you can see how strong it is. It's pushing it towards the right. So again, these strong winds are continuing to move through, and we'll continue to keep you updated. I mean, I know I keep on jumping back and forth with this, but every single time I jump it towards the radar, that's when I see something that I want to show directly on the live stream. So again, we'll jump it right back over to Doppler to Fast Track for the latest information. Mason?
Yeah. So I've got the latest storm track on here. It looks like Richburg's now at 557. And then from there, it'll be moving into Waxhaw at 616, Fort Lawn 617, and then 631 Lancaster, which is outside of the Highland weather viewing area. And a little bit over further towards here, we'll track this storm as well because this one is also one we have the severe thunderstorm warning for. We'll put a track on this one. We'll do a skull track. And this one, it's still pretty strong, but we have not had any reports with it as of right now. You can see Hub Path 602, 631, War Shoals. So that is the latest on those two storms right there. Chad, what have you seen?
No, you're exactly right. The only thing that I'm seeing with that cell is, yep, right over there is that backward C shape right there. That bowing out signature. This could be another cell where we could be looking at winds maybe going 50, 60, 65, 70. Yep, right where he has it highlighted, that backward C. We call it a bow echo, or where it's trying to bow out, where you're getting a surge of winds on the outflow of the storm. Before the storm even hits, it's severe because of those winds coming through. So that's something I want to watch there. And yes, that back edge too, a little bit of that hooking. Or here's a scan. Okay, maybe not. I don't know. I would still watch out for it.
Okay.
So, path.
They expired the severe thunderstorm warning for Chester and York. Just a little bit of an update there.
Okay. 5:45. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, well, that's good news. They expired that. Hopefully it will continue to weaken, but at first we saw some very gnarly winds with that. That's for sure. I mean, those winds were really going there for a couple of minutes. Let's see, he's pulling up some. Okay, let's see. Let me pull it up. Let me look on my end. So now it's really the one in Anderson and all that I'm watching pretty closely. Okay, yep, it's expired on my end too. It's all good. So far, we have that one particular warning. It is heading toward Honia Path. And again, this is for the Anderson Belton areas. Yep, right around there. So Honia Path, you're going to be getting into some of this action here. We are still looking at 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. This warning goes until 6:15 p.m. Do you have any traffic cameras, around there, Beckett, around that area?
Towards Rock Hill.
The Belton area, Honia Path.
Let me look through here again.
Maybe we could see a live view of that. I don't know if you have anything.
Is this towards Lancaster County? Or is this the one towards
Anderson, Greenville, and Lawrence?
Anderson.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like we have two.
Yeah, maybe we can get a live shot of just to see what it looks like. I don't know by chance.
None of these are showing anything on there. And towards Honia Path, all of those, there's no traffic cameras at all. War Shoals, Donalds, due west.
Oh, wow.
Closest one we have is towards downtown Anderson and towards Clemson. That's about it.
Okay. Right. So Princeton, this is also heading towards you too. You said Anderson and Princeton. Yeah. Princeton, Honia Path, War Shoals. Again, looking on my end here on my phone. Donalds be getting into some of this action here. And I pull up the velocity. Yeah, not much going on with any spinning so far from what I see. Again, more of a wind risk. It's still trying to bow out. It just doesn't seem as well defined with the bowing. This might just be your standard severe storm for now. That could change. So definitely, watch for that. So Honia Path, eyes on you with this system, with this storm. Belton area, it's right off of you at this point. So I would say if you're in the Belton area, give it a few more minutes and you'll be in the clear. But yeah, Donald, Honiopath, Princeton, Worchells, those 4 areas, definitely want to be on guard if in fact this maintains severe strength. It's trying to form into a bit of a squall, into a bit of a line. So again, more with squall lines, we get more of that damaging wind risk that we could be contending with. Okay,
So
here we go.
Yeah. So this is not within that severe thunderstorm warning. Just wanted to show this really quick. This is a storm moving through Rock Hill, South Carolina. So that was that severe thunderstorm that we were watching before. Just wanted to give a quick live view of what we have during this. The wind has been relatively strong. Rain is just moderate to very heavy rainfall. The rain is just going to get heavier within the next couple of minutes. You can see a lot of the slowdown there along I-77. So again, definitely want to watch out, because if you're traveling along that, you're going to come across some foggy, rainy conditions. Just slow down, take extra time, and just leave plenty of space between you and the car in front of you. But again, nothing too significant. I haven't seen any lightning strikes here. But again, I just wanted to show you because of the wind and the rain that we're seeing here on this camera. And I'm just monitoring the other one.
Right. Let's see. Okay. We have a rainfall estimate, maybe, Mason. We could see maybe what the rain situation's looking like.
Yeah, this is 3 hours. You can see up over an inch in some of our counties, really, where these storms have already been. That is breaching that flash flood index big time.
Okay. Wait. Yeah, let's see. Pull up mine, see what I'm seeing here, my area. Yep. So I'd say Belton, you're in the clear now. It's officially out of your area based on my end on my phone here. So, yep, 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter size hail. Same thing, nothing changed there. Same areas, upstate South Carolina. And so far, or is that another? What am I thinking? Another warning didn't pop up. Severe warning, did it?
Yeah, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Mecklenburg and Union until 6:45 p.m. this evening. We also have a report here in Caldwell County and Rhodus. Trees down between Rhodus and Granite Falls. But again, the severe thunderstorm warning that's just now been issued is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts till 6:45 for Monroe, Indian Trail, Weddington, Stalling, Unionville, Wesley Chapel, Wingate, Waxhaw, Marshville, and Lake Park. Again, this is about to exit the entire viewing area within the next, whenever this warning is set to expire at this point, that's when it'll move out of the viewing area. But again, that's the latest update we have right here. I'll jump it right back over to Chad.
Okay. Yeah, so no, new warning. Monroe, all those areas there. Technically, we do cover this, or we wouldn't.
We do cover this, but this is like the last county within our viewing area before it reaches out.
Mm-hmm. That's what I figured. Okay. Yeah, Monroe, yep, Indian Trail, Weddington, Stallings, Unionville, Wesley Chapel, Wingate, Waxhaw, Marshville, and Lake Park. You were under this severe thunderstorm warning until 6:45. I thought I saw a warning. It just popped up. And mind you, this is the one that had those nasty winds earlier. This is with that same complex. And you can see, so severe warning in effect. Can I pull? I want to see maybe if I can pull anything up. Moving southeast at 35 miles per hour with this particular one. As far as velocity is concerned, surge of wind coming in towards the Monroe area. So be prepared for some pretty strong winds on the leading edge of our new severe warning, Monroe. Talking to you, Waxhaw, Jars, Wesley Chapel, Weddington, all those areas more closer to the leading edge, prepare for some strong winds as noted by the signature on radar. Okay, that's where I'm getting this from based on what I'm seeing.
We have a few cameras within this severe thunderstorm warning too. So
perfect.
Okay. The stationary pictures, sadly, but I'm trying to get like the best view. I think this is the best one. It will be like refreshing the entire time. But let's switch it over. Let's look at this live camera here.
Yeah, you can see it right there in the distance.
So this is the severe thunderstorm warning in the distance here. I'm trying to see if we have. That's the problem with NCDOT cameras is there's never like full on video. It's just always pictures.
Flags, yeah.
Let's see. So we'll have to monitor that. I'm trying to see closer to where this warning is. All those cameras I can't get any feed from those cameras at all where the warning where the storm is over. So let's see. So I think this is the only camera that gives us the best view that actually works, gives us the best view of the storm. So I'm moving out. Yeah, we'll just watch this storm here and we'll do a bunch of refreshes.
Right. So, okay. Yeah, so Unionville, Wingate, Monroe, pretty much for the Piedmont, North Carolina until 6:45 p.m. These are located along the line here. Yeah, so I don't know. We're going to have to see. As far as spinning is concerned, nothing much. Could be another wind damage risk with this line, but you can see the main core of it. Waxhaw right on your doorstep there. You're probably, I wouldn't be surprised if you're getting in with some pretty strong winds. Could you put a wind marker on there, Mason? See what the winds are looking like, please. Okay, 54, 57. Okay, 57. Let's see, 53. So yeah, about severe criteria, 50, 50.3, 51. That's all around severe criteria. At really 55 and over, 60, 58. There you go, 58. Yep. Outgoing winds. So yeah, Waxhaw. Yep, really getting into some of that 54 mile an hour winds. You can see as Mason's putting the wind trackers down. Definitely
have some positive news here, just really quick. They decided to cancel the severe thunderstorm warning for Abbeville, Anderson, Greenville, and Lawrence.
They did.
So that warning has been allowed to expire. Small hail and gusty winds are still possible with this thunderstorm, and is weakened below severe limit. No longer poses an immediate threat. So again, positive news we have here. We have one last warning within the coverage region.
Okay. Well, perfect. Well, that's good. Just for everyone, because then you're not having to worry about life-threatening storms possibly on your doorstep with nasty winds. Besides the one towards Monroe and all that,
you might want to see this.
Go. Oh, there you go. 62 miles an hour. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's severe.
This is that same storm, as you guys know earlier, produced that 70 mile an hour wind.
Could you say that a little louder, Mason? I couldn't hear you too well.
I said this is the same storm earlier that produced a 70 mile an hour wind, so keep that in mind.
Oh, yes. You are exactly correct. Yep. And we both stated that was a storm where we had about 101 mile an hour winds on one of our wind trackers. I was just going to say, this is the same complex. So, it's all complex. I'm more concerned about not really towards the northern warning. It's more towards Park, Waxhaw, Mineral Springs, Monroe, Wingate, Jars. That's where it's really, because it's going southeast. So I believe of it is going towards the Waxhaw and south of there. But Unionville, Fairview, more on the northern part, you could get in some winds there. But I feel like the outflow, based on the radar signatures, that's all I'm going off of here. It's just what I'm seeing on radar. It seems like the outflow seems to be more strongest on the southern portion of the whole warning. That doesn't mean discount your safety because you're in the warning. It's just I feel like more on the southern end, Waxhaw and south, is where the outflow is the strongest, is all I'm saying. And outflow, again, I'm talking about the winds. The outflow of the winds, it seems the strongest there. So I don't know. We'll have to see how this progresses. I got a new signature on my end, and I also feel like I'm starting to see a bit of inflow towards the north of Waxhaw. There could be maybe a little bit of inflow, unless if it's one of those line echo waves, as you called. I don't know. It could be some inflow, possibly winds trying to go inside the thunderstorm. Let me pull up velocity. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's just the way the line is. But my trajectors or my projections are really showing this going towards, again, going south, pretty much right into South Carolina. Yeah, right on that border there, heading into South Carolina. Yep. Okay. Yep. So I want to see what's going to happen. But right now, they're still warning on 60-mile-per-hour winds. Southeast at a speed of 35 miles per hour until 6:45. So 45 minutes left to go with this cell. And we'll see what happens. Yep. And Waxhaw, you can see another thing there is if you go back, if you turn over, you can see, give me a second. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hey, Beckett. Okay.
Yes.
Never mind. Sorry. I'll be right there, Jen. Okay. I have to go. All
right.
If that's okay.
Okay. It's all good. Thank you, Chad, for your continuous updates here over the last couple of hours. I really appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. So again, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning that is currently in effect until 6:45 p.m. this evening. So again, just out of all relatively concerning, it includes Waxhaw, Monroe, Weddington. So again, out of all, producing about 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts associated with this storm. So you definitely want to make sure you are seeking shelter indoors until the storm has passed. This is in effect until 6:45 p.m. this evening. Mason, does it look like this storm is starting to weaken at all, or does it still look like it's starting to be relatively strong?
It looks like it's starting to weaken a little bit. Not seeing in the way of much of any damaging winds. Well, could be in excess of 50 miles an hour, upwards of 60, 62 still. So I'd say it's still maintaining its strength rather than weakening. But like I have not seen anything like increase the storm at all. As we look here, we're not even seeing the considerable tags that the last warning had when the storm was back here around the Chester area. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some photos of some damage out of that county right there. I believe it's York County, right, Beckett? That's York?
That's Chester County.
Chester County. Okay. I'm not really familiar with the county in the Highland weather viewing area. I don't know I don't know right off the top of my head. So, but yeah, Chester County. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some photos coming out from where we had the 70-mile-an-hour winds and perhaps even where we had the 100-mile-an-hour winds. But yeah, I think this storm is just maintaining its strength right now. I mean, we still have some pretty strong winds right now, still showing between 57 and 60-mile-an-hour winds. I did notice though on my shear tracker, my wind shear, that there are a couple of spots where we see these blobs of red. Again, this is what we look to see if there's a changing of the winds in direction, specifically from ground all the way up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And again, when you get some shear within a thunderstorm that tries to rotate, that's when you see these globs of red on radar. There are a couple of them to the west of Locust, and another one just outside of the severe thunderstorm warning. These are both outside of the warning, but still, nonetheless, could see some shear with the storm. Not necessarily tornadic. Could be more of a gate-to-gate shear situation where we see intense winds blow in a certain area, like we saw with that 70-mile-an-hour winds recently. But yeah, so I think the storm's still maintaining its range.
Right, and
you can also see right here. Take a look at this, Beckett. This right here, you see these kind of mostly with tornadic storms. Yes, you have this little inflow notch right here. But take a look at this right here. This is something that a lot of you may not know. It's called a bounded weak echo region. I know that's a technical term, but basically this is a signature that we see on radar where there could possibly be some strong winds wrapping around, and it kind of wraps the raindrops in around where there could be a little bit of some broad rotation. So right here, this is where we're getting a little bit less radar reflectivity, and certainly heavier rain circling back to the north. So we'll have to watch this closely to see if whether or not the winds start to turn around within the storm. We go into the velocity, not seeing anything too well defined, but still could happen. So yeah, I wanted to show that though, that bounded weak echo region. So yeah.
Thank you, Mason. So again, this warning is set to continue until 6:45 p.m. this evening. Again, it was located along the line extending from 14 miles west of south of downtown Concord to near Indian Land, moving southeast at about 35 miles per hour with a hazard including 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This includes Monroe, Indian Trail, Weddington, Stalling, Unionville, Wesley Chapel, Wingate, Waxhaw, Marshville, and Lake Park. Again, this is set to expire around 6:45 p.m. this evening for southeastern Mecklenburg and all of Union County in the Piedmont of North Carolina. And this is about a county away from exiting our viewing area. So again, if there's another extension to this warning into the next county, again, we don't cover the next county from here. So again, this is the only place that we'll be covering. So again, the severe thunderstorm warning will continue throughout the next couple of minutes till 6:45 p.m. this evening. Mason, you have an update?
Yeah, just wanted to show this really quickly. This storm's outside. This part of the storm's outside of the viewing area now, but I wanted to show this really quickly. I just noticed this little wraparound right here, this little hook that's inside of the rain right here. We'll have to watch that as well, even though this is pushing outside of the viewing area, but still, you sometimes see these hook echoes develop within the rain as well. So we'll just have to watch that really, but I did want to show that. But other than that, I don't have too much to say really. I do have to jump off of here and go help with dinner. But if we do have anything, we will certainly let you guys know, and I'll keep a close eye on Live Fast Track Max. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Mason, also too for your coverage here as well. Again, I really appreciate it.
No problem. I'm always happy to help.
Thank you. And again, we'll be live we'll be live for at least 2 more minutes or so. I'm actually gonna jump off myself because we've been live for about 3-4 hours at this point. And we'll let the automated weather system take over the latest severe weather information here, just so we have a constant weather update. So again, we'll stay on here until 6:10, and then we'll jump off. So again, here's where the severe thunderstorm warning. That's when my computer decides to lag. I see. So again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for Monroe, Wingate, and Marshville. This is about to impact downtown Monroe. This includes 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts associated with it. So again, definitely want to watch out for that. The special weather statement has exited our viewing area. So again, that's officially outside of the viewing area. We are just monitoring this severe thunderstorm here. Also towards Midland, that's outside the viewing area. Then the overall view that we have here, we're going to be monitoring the storm in northeast Georgia, upstate South Carolina. Then we got a couple of storms towards East Tennessee that could impact our region over the next couple of hours. Again, not probably strong or severe because thanks to these storms here, that's really weakened the chance for any severe thunderstorm development. So again, that's the positive news we have here. Well, I'm Chief Forecaster Becca Ware for that matter. Thank you so much here for tuning in for a constant live team coverage here. I don't see a necessary reason for us to continue to update because by the time there's some sort of extension or there's some sort of update within this warning, that'll be outside of the viewing area towards Wadesboro. And that will be outside the viewing area at that point. So again, we're going to go ahead and jump off here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your evening. Keep it tuned to Highland Weather because even though we won't be live within the team unless absolutely necessary, we'll still be covering and doing nonstop coverage on the automated system until the warning is set to